Arkham City.
Oh, don't tell me. Did it? Okay, yeah, it didn't. It didn't put me all the way back at the beginning. It just put me at the beginning of this little section here. And something I hate about Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 4 to a slightly lesser extent is that Drake starts doing this thing where he'll interact with objects in the world, and he'll reach out and touch the wall for some reason, and it just doesn't look right, and it doesn't feel right control-wise.
Hey, PC, what's up? Okay, so last time we were tasked by the Joker to go get him some medicine from Victor Freeze. And we did it as animated Batman, but this time we're going to move on to Flanders Batman.
Flanders Batman.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at
Nothing at all.
No, quit it! Stupid sexy Flanders. I appreciate that sentiment. So the Beyond Batsuit does come back in Arkham Knight, but it actually has a more unique aesthetic in that game as opposed to this game, where it just looks like the Bruce Wayne version from the first episode of the series.
Yeah. In Arkham Knight, it's got like a more armored look to it.
Yeah, something that feels authentically Arkham. Hello, sir. How can I help you?
You know, Sam,
You're clipping through me. You're clipping through me. Okay. I did not mean to do that.
In my own headphones. I was trying to figure out where that echo was coming from.
What?
I have too many tabs open.
From over there.
No, it didn't. That's your imagination enacting up again, Steve.
You know, Sam, you could be making yourself a hell of a lot more useful if you, I don't know, stop following me and just actually, I don't know.
He wanted to supervise you to make
guys.
sure you were doing it okay, like the good brother that he is.
Huh?
Come here.
It came from over here, I'm sure of it. What?
Whoop! I'm Batman. I'm just having...
I've got this way covered.
No, you're just abusing being able to like backclaw them on back and leg.
Yep.
That's whack.
Excuse me, Bruce. What were you doing there? What the...
I'm supposed to be sneaking in the...
Game? You are being whack right now.
No, it's just you.
Did you not see that crap?
I did.
There.
You have eyes.
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
I would think that the only way I could stream Arkham Origins would be either to like boot up my old PS3 and then just hook up my hot-pog to it.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the best way to do it if you want to do it.
Well, either that or just download it from Steam.
Oh, yeah. But if you've already got it, why rebuy it?
If I hack this radio, I'll be able to listen into all of Penguin's...
You know...
And you know what? The Steam version of that game sucks anyways.
Yeah, true. So now we're tuning into Penguin Pool's frequencies, or Nathan Penguin. You're playing a game with Nolan North and Troy Baker in it, and I'm also playing a game with Nolan North and Troy Baker.
Wackiness.
Oh, that is just perfect. Isn't
Unfortunately, I heard some bad news with Retro Replay. Troy and Nolan haven't been on the best of terms recently, and I'm like,
that sucks.
it does. And I mean, those two are like besties, man.
Climb the fucking ledge, Drake. Don't just hop up and down in front of it, Nate.
Kill him too.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Seriously, this suit really outlines Batman's figure.
It does.
What does it look like?
How do I know?
So how will we know when we find it?
Okay, so someone's using a signal disruptor. Or a signal jammer. And of
Okay,
course it had to be an armored dude.
Oh goddamn it! Someone's using a VPN.
Huh?
Damn it. Looks like I'm gonna have to do things by force, or rather the hard way.
Yeah, the way to get you killed.
He got away. He's using smoke. Cobblepot makes sure that the mines don't blow us up.
So Nolan North voices Penguin in this game, as well as several mooks.
Yep.
He's here, Mr. Cobblepot.
He
And
almost broke his neck like that.
why are there armored mooks? Oh right, this is New Game Plus. Yoink!
Oh, shit.
Did you literally forget this
That.
Keeping track of his progress using
I did! For a little bit.
take someone out.
you face bomb?
Find him. What happened to you?
No, you gotta cue the face bomb from that one movie. You know, the one where it's like a bunch of people are face palming at the same time.
Over here, I'm sure.
I didn't
Airplane?
mean to hit
Or
that
was
guy.
it,
I swear it
I think
feels
was
like
airplane? I can't remember.
Is that it? That the best you can do?
What?
you didn't hear nothing.
Where are you?
I'm right behind you. Every step of the way. DDT!
He's up there. We got him.
Okay, I don't care how bad that was. That was funny.
Someone got the mask.
Batman tries to grapple away, but then he just like, whoop! And he makes the pose of that one Spider-Man meme where it's like, this is how I f the sky. Wish Josh Keaton did that meme.
He did a lot of them.
Yes, he did. He's hilarious. Even did a brief Batman voice for one of those memes. They're like, Spider-Man's like, hey Batman, what are you thinking about? I don't know, justice and stuff.
You see one of Joker's crew wasting.
What about Batman?
Kill him too.
I don't know.
Just like that?
Just like that.
You know, unfortunately, I did want to get to doing that 6 characters thing, but
How do I know?
unfortunately, I ended up giving into temptation.
What did you do?
It's part of a leitmotif for a Persona 5 dungeon. Fran knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's I finally ended up getting to sign Nijima's dungeon, and I swear to God that music is still gonna be stuck in my head for a while. By the way, did you know that
Each time I take someone out.
by the
I was
way,
totally pointed at the wall.
I'm running out of patience. You're running out of people.
you know, one thing that's interesting is like I find it odd that the Persona 5 English dub has
Everyone,
someone like Elizabeth Maxwell in it, and she's normally a Texas-based voice actress.
These days they've got a lot more of
Unfortunately-
recordings.
Unfortunately, I'm also reminded of the fact that Monica Rial was in Fire
what the hell are
Emblem,
we gonna do now?
Shadows of Echoes, Shadows of Lentia,
What are
as
you all doing?
Milla.
Standing around, find him now.
Are you mucking me about? Fight him!
You heard
who was
what
supposed to
Penguin
be
said, right?
the Naga deity of love and understanding.
I found someone.
That seems like an excellently bad casting choice.
Well, nowadays, yeah, definitely.
Ah, bad. Come and fight a man. Don't waste your time
Okay,
on these little
fall.
girls.
You know what I could totally do?
We're dead. We're gonna die in here. There's nothing we can do
Take
about it.
cover, Drake! Asshole!
Be looking out. Stop standing
I'm
around like a bunch of
pushed
girls
circle
and
and Drake just
I'm one man down. That's not good,
stood
is it?
there.
Still, I'm sure the rest of you will do your best not to disappoint me.
Penguin gave an order, so move!
There's an armored dude I gotta take out.
Man down! Man down!
There we go.
Excuse me 1 second.
Make sure you
Look at
got-
that view. That view looks like a 2D backdrop.
Goodbye.
It's just you, son.
And the last guy gives up, so I could just run up to him
Slide
and
down, man.
I could just run up to him and interrogate him.
No, never mind.
Where's Freeze?
He's in the museum. Penguin's got him.
Is there some sort of obvious thing I'm missing here?
telling tales on me.
No. I'm sorry, Mr. Cobblepot. He made me tell him.
You can have that, man. I'm safe and sound here in my museum.
Okay, so at first I thought... Okay, so fun fact, when I first saw the guys with the proximity mines attached to them, I ended up getting the impression that I was going to come across... That there were going to be some mooks who would end up blowing me up along with them, but then I realized how stupid that thought sounded,
Alfred.
and realized that...
There were complications.
and realized that apparently
Penguin
it
has got his hands
was
on Freeze
supposed to
and
be
trapped me in
them
the
being able to
DCPD
plant
building.
mines.
realize that you will actually die if you don't get this cure soon.
So we've got a
Thanks
hell
for
of a story
reminding
to
me.
tell, Fran.
I'm in a police building. Cobblepot's obviously bribed some official into giving
what
him
happened
unlock
now?
codes for the municipal
Well,
structure.
let's just
I'm
say...
downloading the unlock code.
Well, let's
right
just
now.
say I'm not on the best terms with Scott Frericks.
AKA Kaiser Neko, and I've never been on good terms with him, apparently.
Even
Like,
even though you guest starred in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged as one of the those Iscariot.
One of the Iscariots, yeah. See, the thing is, that was one before all of this stuff, where he started pronouncing Goku incredibly objectively wrong, and two, that was like 100 people.
Yeah. And he ends up posting a tweet of Trunks' outfit in BoJack Unbound.
Yeah.
So I said to him, shame you never bothered to abridge that movie. And literally all of Scott's followers decided to simp him and get on my ass, calling me a dick.
Yeah, characteristically so, I'd say.
And your point is...
They're all simps. Even Mac McMuscles from formerly of Two Best Friends got on my ass for calling
Mac
what I did a
McMuscles.
dick move, even though he himself did a dick move with his whole, oh, if you stand with Vic, get the hell off my feet. I'm like, dude, you should not talk when you yourself are kind of an asshole. And it's like, and Scott does not know how to have how to hold up any sort of argument whatsoever.
He never has. He
is like Gilgamesh and Fate Zero.
Yeah.
Like,
he's Kaiser Neko is and has always been incapable of supporting his own opinions with a decent argument. And like his whole thing about the Falconer score is like, oh, it's repetitive synth. It's not repetitive synth. It's rock and roll. It's oh yeah, it's got orchestral stings in it, orchestral music in general.
It's got piano and whatnot.
Yeah, classical, it's got synth in it, specifically in regards to, oh yeah, the Android saga.
I mean, hell, one of his best tunes was Perfect Cell's theme.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
do 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 do.
That's like some classic G-funk stuff there. I've heard quite a few gangster rap remixes of that over the years.
Oh my god, that
And
and
the thing is-
any of the Boo themes are godlike.
Yeah. And
Even
here's
Death
one of the
Battle
ways-
used Faulkner's score, or in their fight with Goku.
My major point of contention with Kaiser Neko is over his incessant use of the Kikuchi score. And
Shunsuke
Kikuchi
Kikuchi,
score-
the Japanese, he's
Yeah.
composer of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and whatnot.
well, mostly just Dragon Ball and Z. Kenji Yamamoto did music for the
Not the Metroid
Vines
Kenshi
look like that.
Yamamoto.
For
No,
the games and
yeah,
things
not the
like that.
Metroid Kenji Yamamoto,
Make sure that's clarified.
because there is a
Yeah,
Metroid composer that goes by that name.
Yeah, there are actually like two guys
Where have
named
they
Kenji
gone?
Yamamoto.
Oh, hi, Riddler. We're gonna steamroll through your side quest thanks to New Game Plus.
Snuck in and took all those poor,
Oh, hi,
stupid
Riddler.
fools.
How's your sex
I'm-
life? Oh,
Where
I
have
forgot
you
you don't
taken
have
it?
one.
I did that on purpose. I'm trying to get a better view to
Questions.
see what the hell I need to
It's
do.
not you who needs answers here, it's me.
So, you don't
answer
even
my
have to
riddles
get
and I tell
every
you where they
single
are.
riddle in this
You answer
game
my
to
riddles.
beat
Yeah,
Riddler's
yeah,
side
no,
quests. You just need to get a large portion of them.
So,
Yeah.
shall we
Oh yeah,
begin?
I should mention something. And people keep telling
I'm
me
an
to
instrument
move on
whose
from this
music
discussion.
always comes
And
from the
it's
heart.
been 2 days.
What am I?
You're the one who hasn't moved on, guys. I haven't thought about this conversation in
See,
several
you
days.
can do it. Solve enough of my carefully constructed conundrums, and I'll
and the
tell you
thing
where the
is
rest
that
of my hostages
one of the
are.
other things that
The
came up
first is in the courtroom.
was that I actually
I suggest you
brought up
hurry.
a good
He may
point
have been
about
sentenced already.
Kenji Yamamoto in that he's not actually any different from
Don't
any
get
other
too
composer.
comfortable, Dark Knight.
Like literally
All through Arkham
everyone, from
City,
like John Williams,
keep
Hans
undercover.
Zimmer,
Are people
to
working to
Shunsuke
ensure that I am
Kikuchi,
informed
Bruce
of what the
Faulkner,
other so-called
to
super
Andrew Lloyd
criminals are
Webber,
planning?
you know, people have. How did
One
I
of
do
them
that
is
the
arranging
first
a little
time?
welcoming
Everybody-
committee for you outside.
Everybody steals, quote unquote, melodies and compositions and things like that throughout the years. Brian Tyler has made a career out of ripping off Steve Jablonsky, mostly because people keep asking him to rip off Steve Jablonsky. But
See, I told
the
you,
point is
Batman's here.
that it is patently
That's not important.
untrue
Kill him!
to call Kenji Yamamoto a plagiarizing hack when that is literally the entire music industry.
That's so much rap music.
And yet, Scott makes a big deal out of it, saying like, "Oh, he was fired," and I'm like,
Yeah, so have been a bunch of people. So have not a whole bunch of people. Like, have you ever heard of who was the guy who did the music for Gundam 0083?
I don't know who that is.
Yep, put Google search.
All right,
Okay. 0083. Okay, music.
you know the funny thing is that that
The
guy
point
that
is, it
that
doesn't
guy that
matter.
told
There's
all those mooks that Batman was here, he was supposed to be glowing in green as a sign to tell you, oh he's Riddler's informant, don't take him out, because you need intel. And I already have every bit of intel on Riddler's stuff, so you're gonna imagine that you're gonna see that and I don't even need to do that mechanic.
He wants this chump looked after.
Yeah, because New Game
What'd he
Plus,
do?
so much shadow
Who knows?
already.
The boss knows. He'd have told you.
Hold on a sec.
Well, he didn't. Look, there's no conspiracy.
It's pretty much the
We're a
equivalent
team,
of the
right?
Strange Force comic in New Game Plus Persona game.
Well, Persona 5 more
So
specifically.
as long as you make sure those Personas with their skills.
Yeah, those personas can already be registered after you fuse them the first time. time, it's just if you want on those with specific skills, all the new stuff, you are going to need to register them.
Over
That's
here,
the
Batman.
only time,
Help
or
me.
rather, that's the only time you can register them.
I didn't want to
That
do
way,
it,
that way
but
when
he
you do
made
New
me.
Game Plus for you
He
just
had
have to
my
make sure
friend
that they're on.
stuck a knife in
Well,
his leg.
considering I already
It's all my fault,
have
but
all the ones I
he was
need
gonna
on
kill
there,
Where is
let's
he?
just say strength's going to be one of the first ones
He
that
told me to
goes
get
in New
everyone out of
Game
the church. He
Plus.
said they'd all die.
That's gonna be the
I
the
was
first
scared.
one you
He
freaking
kept
max
blaming
out
you.
New Game Plus from.
We're going to
You're
need to
safe
explain to
told
Gallandon
me to
about
tell you
of
something.
that.
He was
Yeah,
very,
because I
very
haven't
specific.
actually played any Persona.
It's just some
or,
numbers.
Okay, so
275,
one of the gimmicks of
325.
from Persona 3
no idea what they
to
mean.
5,
It sounds
I'm
like a
not sure if
radio
this is
frequency.
present in Persona 1 and 2. Well,
I don't think they've
Let's
had
see.
any like social link stuff like that.
yeah. So basically, I'm trying to think. What the frick was it?
Did you figure out what the numbers mean?
So
Yes, it's just one of Riddler's games.
oh, essentially
He gave you
you're
something, right?
Yeah, it's just a box. I don't know what it does.
I'll figure it out. You should head
why
back to the
can't I
church.
word
You'll be
this
safer
out?
there.
I'm trying to word it.
Boom shakalaka.
If you know me, you'll want to share
This one's
me.
easy.
But if you share me, I'll be gone.
Not in security.
Well done, Dark Knight. You did it. Like a child learning to
You know,
walk for
pulsing
the
a
first
button
time, I
like
feel I
that
should
when
reward
you're
this
supposed to
miracle
hold it, that's
and give
very
you the location of
confusing.
the poor, soon-to-be dead doctor who is desperately crying out for help.
So this time, the gimmick behind this
Riddler's
part of the
roots in
game
Arkham City.
is
He's taken the guards from the church hostage.
As I recall, he's been incarcerated since you
Riddler
left
has
the police
taken
station
the
from
group
Arkham
at the
Island.
church that we
What does
just
he want?
rescued hostage,
Revenge.
and
He's leaving
we're
me radio
going to need to go
frequencies,
save
and he gave me a
them.
device to decode his riddles. They lead to map references within Arkham
So this
City.
is basically
I'll let you know how
him
I
still
get
being
on.
salty about what happened in Arkham Asylum. In case since you weren't there for that part, TLDR, Batman basically sends the coordinates of Riddler's location to the police. They find him, and then he gets arrested.
Ah, yes.
Of course, it's off screen because Riddler's not even in the game. In the first game.
Target in sight.
Oh, shut up, Tiger.
I don't know that he actually appeared in Origins. He was just kind of. I think
No,
he was
yeah,
an
he was just
off-screen
kind. Yeah, he was also off. Yeah, he was also off screen. Though he did have a silhouette in Origins. He was known as the he was known as the Enigma.
Like I said, he appeared to be a satellite.
Who's causing you trouble, PC?
Who's just dying to be reunited with Mr. Freeze. Tell us where.
I can't imagine I can't imagine, and it's anyone we like.
I would not reckon so.
Right. The only reason I kind of like added everybody in
So you
in the
decided to finally show up, did you?
Let them go, Riddler. They're innocent.
Don't be stupid, Dark Knight. They wouldn't find themselves in the predicament they are. Well done, Dark Knight. You figured out how to open a door.
Hey, Batman! You've got to help me!
So basically, what we're supposed to do here is
Oh, very good, Batman.
Temporarily deactivate those.
I see you have begun to understand
Yep.
this room.
That's a
Bathe in the glory of your primitive conquest.
Over here!
These are last. I hope you don't think that all of my puzzles will be that simple. Does your head hurt, Batman? Understandable. You are no match for me.
you know, alternatively, I can also cheese this with a line launcher. But I'm gonna play it fair.
Don't feel too pleased with yourself, Dark Knight.
Hang
That
on.
room was one of the easies.
There we go. I think that from
625925. 625925. That's what he told me to tell you.
8675309.
I don't know what it means, but he said he'd kill the others if I didn't tell you exactly what he said. Why doesn't he just tell you what he wants?
Damn it, I don't want Powerball.
Insane.
You don't say.
Right. So, essentially, what we're doing is going through radio frequency. And trying to locate the hostage.
Oh yeah, I remember that mechanic from Arkham Origins.
The less you see, what could I be?
The more there is, the less you see.
Was it hard? I hope.
The dankness.
Amazing! You actually solved my riddle. I suppose a reward is due.
What do you do? Let's see once you turn the light.
You know, I'm referenced. You know, the funny thing is, like, I even have. In some way, I've managed to basically come up with a. Or to try to do a version of the darkness speech from the first Kingdom Hearts game, but using the word dank as opposed to dark.
Boy, that couldn't have more obviously been a puzzle.
Like a bomb going off. Maybe something.
No, it literally just could not have more obviously been a puzzle.
Access to this part of town.
Unless it had like a big flashing neon sign saying, "I'm a puzzle."
Everyone's got the muscle, I guess, but so's the black mask.
You know what's the worst part about me trying to do Uncharted 3? I ended up sucking so hard at the puzzles that I had to rely on the journal just solving everything.
Oh.
So, yeah, you can imagine how bad I was at that game.
I'm usually pretty good with puzzles, but
Oh, this one's piss easy.
It's time for my latest game.
Watch. This is how you do it. Just turn on detective vision and pick
All
one.
you need to do is keep your eyes on the prize.
No,
See, it's not even a game of memory.
No, there's like the item mini game in freaking Pirate Land.
Yeah, except
Whichever item you want to get, just focus on that.
except here's the thing, Riddler
Shall we
cheats.
see if you were right?
It's the Riddler, of course it's gonna.
does detective mode ever run
How
out?
did
I
you
never
do
figured
that?
out.
No.
No, it's not like a battery life.
Okay then.
You're safe now, Officer Norton.
Remember, this is Bruce
Thank you.
Wayne we're
I
talking
thought I was
about.
gonna die back there.
Riddler gave you a code, right?
Yeah.
He could make this
It's
thing
860-120.
run on solar power if
he
he
said something
wanted.
about it helping you.
It will.
Hey, he's got
Stay
the money
here.
to do it.
He's got the money, the resources, everything.
Money, money, money.
You know, trying to think.
Riddle me this. I have a head, a tail, but never any legs. Do you know what I am? There's no way you could have solved that one, Batman. Even I could. You must have cheated. Consider this a...
Yes.
Well done, Dark Knight. Well done. You have completed 3 solved. It seems I underestimated your abilities. But before you start to feel superior, you should try and rescue my
That's a
next
pretty
hostage.
easy riddle.
Bring a towel. Warning. From here on in, it gets harder.
Riddler says this, but it only ends up being pretty simpler. You know, the funny thing is like, you know, I said that, that Scott ends up being exactly like Fate Zero Gilgamesh. And basically, Fate Zero Gilgamesh is kind of a wimp compared to actual canon Gilgamesh. Because actual canon Gilgamesh Gilgamesh will continue a fight so long as he has swords to throw at you. Because Gilgamesh's gimmick is literally summoning weapons out of the Gate of Babylon. As in, he doesn't have to move a muscle to beat you. And yet, at Fate Zero, the minute Gilgamesh ends up losing one of his ends up seeing that Berserker could easily counter one of his weapons. Ends with his speed and reflexes. He's like, well, fuck. And then he just leaves.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow, this Gilgamesh is a wuss. When Kiritsugu shows up to get Saber to go after Castor in the woods, and it's apparently Gilgamesh ends up being intimidated by Kiritsugu pointing a gun at him.
Reviewed your childish and there is nothing in your arsenal.
And reminder, who this character is supposed to be.
Gilgamesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? How did you? Where did you? This is cheating.
That looks like an incomplete drawing of a giant triangular dick.
And the sad thing is like, in terms of getting closer to the actual personality of the character, Logan Laidlaw actually did it better. Because he voiced Gilgamesh in Unlimited Blade Works Abridged.
Yeah. See, a lot of Abridged series fall into this trap of trying to insert jokes whenever they can, trying to make every character some kind of
parody of themselves.
Gold mine or parody of themselves, yeah. And
are you feeling the pressure?
It's just not right for comedy writing, because when everything's funny, quote unquote, nothing is. For one thing.
Truer statement.
Go ahead.
It's a true statement right there.
Oh, good. and for another thing, it means that you can't put a whole lot of effort into making sure that the one good joke hits. You gotta have your punchlines. You gotta have your peaks and your troughs.
You need to remember.
It's like those video games where you wind up having
it was 60
non-stop mind-numbing action, or movies.
You need to rest
all you
here
do
and then make your way back to the church if you feel up to it.
Sit there and watch.
I need to go after Riddler.
Watch the heroes just shoot forever, or see endless destruction from the beginning of the movie to the end. It's not about where the it's not about how high your highest is. It's about how well your peaks and valleys are paced.
In the midday sun, you cannot lose me, no matter how you run.
You've got to have some build-up. And if you don't have any build-up to your jokes, well...
You actually managed to complete enough challenges, Dark Knight. If you think you can hear me...
Fuck that up. But if you don't have any build-up to your jokes, you just wind up... Well, you'll wind up as Thor Ragnarok, honestly.
As you can tell, Fran, he doesn't really have a high opinion of,
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah. Because it's not that he doesn't have good points. He certainly has great points. It's just us in terms of, like, even though, I may enjoy the movies, I will agree with the fact that, yes, it can go on too long, and it's not really for everybody. Because we've had this discussion over the DCEU, so at this point, it's like, it's just like, we can have these discussions, but we could still be like, let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That on these movies, because I will definitely agree with you that Captain Marvel is a piece of crap that could have been so much more had the lead actress had any actual charisma, and if the movie wasn't a feminist piece of garbage.
Yeah. Well, once upon a time, it was actually going to star Chloe Grace Moretz, and imagine how good that would have been.
Oh, I could imagine.
Me neither. What can we do?
Take cover, Drake.
And you know, people were getting on
Stop rolling in front of the grave, Drake.
People were getting on both Wonder Woman and Black Widow's asses just because they were promoting the patriarchy. And I'm like,
Wonder Woman could have promoted the patriarchy a little bit more for my taste.
No. What they consider the patriarchy, not.
No, I understand that.
Because it's like.
My point is that Steve Trevor should have been right all along.
Were you scared? Did I finally get to you? Have you accepted that I am the winner?
What the fuck? What? Nate, Sam,
down?
what the...
Have I made
Guys!
No.
Shouldn't have to get out of cover so that I can move around.
Well, this next room will. That, I guarantee.
Sorry about that. There was an invisible wall in my way.
Unsure what to do next? May I suggest lying down on the floor and allowing the roller to do its thing?
That thing will instant kill you if you,
No, it's the Riddler's vision of the Pit 3 fatality. The stage fatality.
God damn it, Drake.
You know, the weird thing is, like...
Scared, confused, about to die under a rotating mass of steel.
Why are you running around in the open, Sam?
Reblade? What the hell? The reblade.
Turned it off.
Oh yeah, that's incredibly helpful. Put the marker in a place where there is a lot of bloom and glare, and it's just blown the fuck out.
So, like an average, J.J. Abrams film?
Yeah, let's go with that.
But for how long, Dark Knight?
Long enough for me to do this.
Longer than you in bed.
Oh god, that is mean.
I'm talking about Riddler.
I assumed you were talking about me.
Well, in that case, that's your problem. You need a fix.
I could last longer than him.
Yeah, an extra 2 seconds. It is
I
longer
cannot
than...
begin to fathom the level at which your primitive brain functions. Allow me to give you some help. Give up and die. Nah.
God, Drake.
You're putting up with that annoyance, I gotta put up with Nigma. You at least got somebody who can actually tell a decent joke. Meanwhile, I got a guy who's fixated on trying to prove that he's intellectually superior.
Because he's mentally insane.
Yep.
Right now, all I have to deal with is
As you
Drake's
look upon my
inability
work,
to
your
not
primitive
aim
brain
at a
must be
wall.
struggling to comprehend how I have managed all this. It was easy.
Whoops, I missed it by that much. Come on.
Fucking Sparta kicked that guy off.
What are you doing?
Yep. Gotcha.
You're safe.
All right, Mustachio Man, tell me the
How
code.
the hell did you do that?
I'm
Tell me the
Batman.
numbers.
1, 1,
God
5,
dang, this dude's got porn stats.
7, 8.
You know, Nate, I'd appreciate
Zero.
it if you'd stop stealing
You'll
my
be safe
jokes.
here for now. If you get the chance, head back to the church.
That dude's gonna do that.
So, Fran, you know what I described Scott Frericks playing Gilgamesh in Fate Zero as?
Wow.
One tool playing another.
Oh,
Oh,
It
thanks,
pretty much
Sam.
is.
Oh.
Thanks, Sam. You're supposed to be watching my back, Sam. What the fuck was up with that, Sam?
I will crack, but you'll never stop me from staring back.
That's why you're never gonna see me play Left 4 Dead on my own.
You do know I have Steam.
I know.
I have it on Steam too, but I got it when it was free at, I think it was Christmas one time.
I think it's still pretty cheap.
Who helped me? You did. And Nitwit, your
Somebody
riddles are
actually-
easy.
Somebody actually gave me the first Left 4 Dead for my website back when I was still doing
Did you
full
cheat?
time with users
Of
and
course
stuff
you
like
did.
that.
How could I expect anything more from someone like you?
You'll understand how my paranoia for the witch.
Oh, Fran doesn't know of the Banshee from Mass Effect 3.
Is it worth it to
I
be
haven't,
on the table?
I haven't played Mass Effect 3, but I've heard it was a unconvincing. Oh, come on, you were almost there! Why did you give up halfway through? Fuck you! We were almost down, we were almost free. Why do we have to do this the hard way?
Oh my god! I'm sorry! That was too funny!
Arkham City's stream featuring Uncharted.
Featuring Uncharted 4. Nathan.
Yeah.
Gallant
How
Nut
did I
wrestles
die?
with the game's controls.
How did I die? Tell me how I died. Did he cut my fingers and I died?
Can we title any highlight from your end as you going WWE on the game's controls?
We were going WWE on the game.
I am
controls.
this close to DDTing the fucking controller.
No, we'd be going Braun Strowman on the controls.
Okay, so
If we could.
I end up doing a lap that sounds eerily similar to Jason Marnocha's take on Alfred in Young Justice Abridged, and he sounds like Sean Connery in that. Like, oh my god, it's almost spot on
Sam,
Sean
how the hell did
Connery.
you wind up there?
You do realize you're likely going to beat the funny out of him first, right?
What's good for me and potentially fatal for you, Dark Knight?
Yeah, damn.
Help me, please.
Oh, great,
As
she's
you can
being...
see, Dark Knight, that ignorant guard is currently experiencing the shocking sensation.
That was supposed to be a jump onto the stairs, but, you know. Oh, nice neck you got there, Drake. The ragdolls in this fucking game, man. They're fucking hilarious.
Are they as funny as the ragdolls in this game?
Can you
I wouldn't go
rise to
that
the
far.
occasion
I've
and
seen
solve
some of
this
the
problem?
ragdolls in the Arkham
Or
games.
will
They're
you
a
be
bit
left?
derp.
So, you wrapped your brain around that last puzzle and squeezed out a predictable solution. How will you attempt to solve this next puzzle?
I don't even know what that song is, but it's appropriate for this. How did you spot me? This is like that time in Watch Dogs where a guy spotted me through the parking
Why would you
garage
play
door.
Watch Dogs?
How many
Because it
battles
came
does
free
take
with
to
my
solve my
Wii U.
challenge? Obviously more than one.
Wow. Wait, you got it from Wii U? What the hell?
I bought a Wii U on eBay and it came with a copy of Watch Dogs.
Wow.
Ah, God.
Even I'm not shocked that you failed at that.
Riddler, your puns are terrible.
You know, one time I went out for stand-up comedy, and I opened my set with a set of 5 puns, and I closed it with a set of 5 puns, and I was hoping that at least one of them would land, but no pun intended.
Oh, this is working out better than even I could have predicted. You are lost, confused, and beaten by the Riddler.
This one's actually kind of a doozy.
Fucking.
If it's that much of a doozy, I'm pretty sure a 5-year-old in their dreams can figure this one out.
Let's see. Oh, never mind. There's the solution. Friggin' ladders, man.
I'm just going to assume that that pun was too tortured, and you guys are giving me the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just ignoring it.
What? Yeah. That's pretty much.
Did you almost say what pun?
No.
He thought about it.
No, at first I was thinking what pun, but then I was like, no, the pun was obvious. The pun was painfully obvious.
Yeah, it's as if it was intended.
Yeah, that was one that I actually rewrote yesterday. That's an old thing from the internet, and I rewrote it yesterday for my own little flavor. Fucking hell, man. This guy right here, this motherfucker, didn't notice that I just accidentally dropped the corpse down right in front of him.
And penciling, bamboo, bamboo.
And this asshole right here, he didn't notice that I dropped the corpse almost literally on top of him.
Some friend he is.
How the heck was that?
Maybe that was Jerry from accounting.
Do you need help, Dark Knight?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, let's play The Floor is Electrified. I'll play games.
Oh, of course, autosave will be right.
A brute force approach to a simple conundrum, Dark Knight. How predictable.
You know, have you seen the Hells dub?
I've only seen the clips that I had mentioned to you in our previous conversation.
Okay. Have you at least heard Helvis?
You weren't supposed to do that.
No?
It was impossible.
Okay.
How did you?
When you hear him, you're gonna think, that voice sounds oddly familiar, and it's not gonna be who you think it is. It sounds like Lanny Pator. Actually, let me correct that. It sounds like somebody doing an impression of me doing Lanny Pator.
Just tell me the code.
Code?
I'm Lanny Pator.
Gave everyone else a code. Why didn't he give you one?
Yeah, as in literally, it sounds like a Lanny Pator voice, but it's done by Jason Marnocha.
No. Get back to the church when you can.
It sounds like
Oracle. We've got a problem.
Oh, now suddenly Oracle's in the game, and she hasn't been and she hasn't shown up yet.
I don't think he thought
Was she not in the first one?
No, she was in the first one. She was literally in the first one. I meant as in she hasn't shown up in the story yet.
Oh, okay.
Search every record about the building she's used so far.
That is just one of the weirdest voices I've heard, because it was like, that sounds like Lanny Pator, and I was like, wait, no, that doesn't sound like Lanny Pator. That sounds like me. Because like I do a Lanny Pator voice for a few things, and then I
could do his Krillin. I have an idea. Oh God!
Well, I happen to do Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and I can also do a certain Green Man.
Yes, we've been over this.
Yeah, I think we've actually established that already.
We could both do Vegeta and the Green Man.
Yeah, but that was just really fucking funny when I heard that for the first time, because it was like, that sounds like somebody doing an impression of me doing a Lanny Pator impression, and then I found out that it was an actual person who people know about. Oh, now you find the bodies. And it was when I first heard Helvis, I thought, oh, that's Lanny Pator. Obviously, that's Lanny Pator. Climb, you. That wasn't my fault. I was hitting the X button to climb. He didn't do jack shit.
So just stood there like a jackass.
Yeah.
Just standing around like fucking Eddie.
Yep.
I actually have a friend who can do Lanny Pator's Krillin really well.
You're a Meshi. You know who else is gonna get those Power Rangers? My mom!
Oh god.
I could do Kuwabara, Yajirobe, and Goldar and Muscle Man at the same time.
Of course, everybody's gonna go
Goldar was in the new Power Rangers movie. Was in the 2017 Power Rangers movie.
Technically, yes.
Well,
that and the Megazord design was my main complaint about the film.
Could have been worse.
Oh, I know it could have been worse. As it is, I wish we'd have gotten more. We didn't, but
well, that's mostly due to the fact that this film ended up being a bit of a box office bomb.
Yeah, thanks, Lionsgate. Didn't market it for shit.
And guess what ended up beating the pants off of it in the box office?
The Beauty and the Beast remake.
That nobody asked for.
And nobody wanted, and was awful.
Yes.
With Emma Watson's auto-tuned fucking voice.
It's auto-tuned singing, quote-unquote.
You know, the weird thing is...
Sam, you are aiming into a stonemasonry wall!
Oh my god!
Yeah,
part of me, part of me wants to imagine it like a
my fucking god,
a Marvel vs. Capcom
don't get on there
versus screen with you going up against the PlayStation 4 controller.
In order to hurt me,
oh,
you have to break free from the predicament.
Or even better, the Johnny versus thing.
Oh, that versus thing?
Yeah.
No, it's Street Fighter 4.
Funny thing is, the PS4 controller is actually really good. It's just Uncharted 4 and 3 that suck.
Okay, so if I get discovered by any of these guys...
Okay, that's fucking stupid, game. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. If I shoot, I'm holding my gun out, and then if I shoot, my bullets go down.
If they stop moving, they'll die. I can't get in their way.
So what is this, European Extreme Rules? You get seen, boom, game over?
Yeah. Or either if they stop moving, then game over.
And thank God you're the one doing this part, not me, because I suck at stealth.
Fran, have you seen me do stealth? And my dog's...
You haven't seen me play Metal Gear Solid 4. Stealth is not my forte.
Oh, by the way, I took out Riddler. He's done.
Oh, nice.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm kind of up high, guys. You might not want to waste your fucking grenade.
Happening? Do you really expect me to fall for this dark night? I know you won't kill me.
True, but you can't say the same about the others, can you?
Oh, fuck you.
Get your ass moving, Riddler.
You can't tell me what to do.
Who's got the
Do I need to press the button?
What? No.
Fucking...
You'll pay for this, Batman.
I can get hit, but I can't
sure
shoot them, even though I have fucking stone
But there's
in
no
my
point in letting
face.
him know that, is there?
Fantastic.
Yeah, great.
You'll pay for this.
Okay, so... Oh, Riddler's all done.
Yeah, and he's got me in constant motion, otherwise you threaten him.
Actually, the remote... Oh, it doesn't even work.
Yeah, but don't let Don't let Riddler know that.
Okay.
No. Hold on.
Hey, Riddler. Hey.
That is so stupid.
Hey. Hey, keep moving. Keep moving. I'm gonna press the button. I'm gonna press it. I'll press it.
What the hell? That guy has not one, not two, but 3 stone buildings between. Well, it's 2, but it's like.
So
he's got. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to climb my.
This isn't over. I'll find a way to get out of this. I swear.
Come on.
So, what do you make of Riddler's voice in this game, in which is Wally Wingert?
I can't actually hear him.
Haven't won here, Dark Knight.
I'd say he really does fit the whole narcissist as part of Riddler, her shtick. Because I mean, like, most of the other Riddler voices haven't really gotten to that part, with the exception of like Robert Englund in the Batman.
Yeah.
Did you even know that, Fran?
Wasn't
not Freddy Krueger voicing Riddler?
Yeah. Now I'm trying to find my way out. Because apparent...
2 hours later.
2 hours later, and we're still trying to get out of this friggin' place.
Yeah, this be like you getting lost in a mall in Saints Row 2.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not touching those games.
Yeah, because those games are my expertise.
Yep. Oh, there's the door.
Okay, so we go.
God
down.
dang
Go down
it.
this way.
I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, done goofed.
You done goofed.
How the blood-soaked Protestant hell did you do that?
You, that's how.
Catwoman and the plant lady.
You know, every time I hear your Alucard voice, I am not thinking Curtis. I am thinking of another voice, like sounding like an actual like a movie vampire, not Curtis's voice.
What are you thinking?
Right now, that's something I'm trying to figure out. Damn it. Well, I know it's not Adam Sandler's Dracula. I do not say
right.
blah, blah, blah.
I had to think for a second because I couldn't remember a movie in which he played Dracula, and then I remembered Hotel Transylvania.
It's weird that that was directed by the same guy who did Samurai Jack.
That really is weird, isn't it?
Tartakovsky really does know how to make good animated stuff. You know, people all kind of got on season... Oh, hold on a sec.
Well, I hope that guy wasn't anybody's friend, because he's dead now.
You know, and now I get to go, and now I gotta answer the phone for Zaz.
Phone now, Batman, or I'll
Even though I already know exactly where he is.
You know, for being what was allegedly a next-gen game, the animations don't seem like they're too much better than they were back on the PS3.
It's almost like they were recycled. it's almost like it feels like they were kind of recycled for this game, and with some new motion capture. Like Devil May Cry 5, except Devil May Cry 5 actually looks good. Because, you know, they actually added a lot of new animation.
And it's awesome.
Yes. And it's friggin' awesome. And once I go to check to make sure, or if it's, you know, streamable, I will be streaming that one day, so look forward to that. But first, I gotta do Devil May Cry's 1 through 4.
You mean the ladder I already found and couldn't do anything with, Sam? Why did Sam have to find the ladder for me to be able to do anything with it?
Because he wanted to make sure you could do it.
Plot reasons, that's why.
Because remember, he's your big brother. He wanted to make sure his little brother could do it. Why do you think he's been supervising you almost every step of the way?
You know, I did get through the first 3 games without any trouble or help. So.
You do know that I'm literally he BSing you right now, right?
I know. I'm just like there's a certain line there, and it's like they're trying to make the NPCs useful, and yeah, it's not really working.
You know, the couple of times that I've actually gotten to actually talk with on Twitter or with some voice actors, I've actually gotten to were both Mega Man stuff. With Clifford Chapin, I was able to get some opinions on Mega Man, and through conversing with him about X5 and whatnot. He hates X7 with a burning passion.
That was a lot of people.
And then when Bryson Baugus, who voices Hinata from Haikyuu, who's dub, was streaming the Battle Network games, I said, "Hey, what got you into this particular or part of the Mega Man series? Did you watch the anime or did you play the games?" He said he watched the anime, like most people.
Okay, I'm gonna make the prediction that me dropping off of this ledge and trying to catch onto that thing isn't going to work the first time.
What gave you win?
I was wrong. For once.
And this is where I'm supposed to have my first encounter with the bladed mook if it wasn't for this being New Game Plus.
Yeah. Is this where you're supposed to die repeatedly?
And because of plot reasons, we can't get into the museum because there's a signal jammer outside.
I don't think I want you breaking into my little home, Batman.
Something's blocking communication back to the Batcave. Penguin must be using military-grade communication.
You know, I'm sure
Drake should have had by now a grappling hook launcher, because that would have actually made a bit of sense.
You know, Persona 5 Royal has a grapple hook thing in that game.
Oh, damn.
And you get that in the first dungeon of the game.
Huh.
I swear, even in the Royal, that game is so friggin' addicting.
Of course.
All you need to know is Penguin wants this thing powered up. While it's working, no one in this hellhole can use anything that broadcasts out into Gotham. So that's why my cell phone stopped working. Yes, dumbass, that's why your cell stopped working. Did you even listen at the briefing?
Climb. Who the hell was this ladder made for? Giants?
Suddenly, the Titans from Attack on Titan show up
And someone don't only holds an ashy bald white guy.
Was that a reference to?
Who do you think I'm talking about, boy?
Oh, Kratos.
Yes.
Fran's a huge fan of God of War.
I've never actually played it.
Well, let's just say... Well, God of War on PS4 is, well, a sequel. Oh, but at the same time a somewhat reboot.
Yeah, it should have just been called God of War 4.
Jammer down.
Shouldn't it?
I should look for more.
It could have, would have,
Kind of, but not really.
It could have, would have, and definitely should have, but this is what they thought would like refresh it, and especially considering the fact that the gameplay plays nothing like the other God of War games.
Yeah, it's got that over-the-shoulder thing that Resident Evil 4 started, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, consider the fact that God of War is also a part of the also part of the Devil May Cry era of games, where fixed camera angle.
Nice. Where does Cobblepot get built?
Boop.
The occasional staircase that's just there to help load up the next area.
Which no longer exists in like PS4 versions because load times are just gone.
Yeah, pretty much non-existent.
And then there's the glitchy PS4 version of God of War 3, as Elliot from SGB experienced. Oh my god!
What the hell is up with third installments getting shit ports to the PS4?
I haven't had that much luck. I haven't had
systems.
that much of bad luck on where I played that game.
Hello. Boof. Flawless victory.
That just happened.
I've heard that I've experienced Uncharted 3's glitches on PS4. I've heard, I haven't confirmed, but I've heard that Bioshock Infinite has issues on PS4.
Oh, there are issues with the second Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game on PS4, and those are soundtrack issues.
Oh, fun.
Oh my god. So, let me tell you something. 2 songs were removed from the game's soundtrack for no reason whatsoever. And they were both third phases of boss fights in the game.
So what do they replace them with?
Just the second phase of the boss fight.
So they've just repeated the music then?
Yep. And it's composed by the same guy.
Why?
I don't friggin' know. And someone tried to tell me, oh, copyright. I'm like, how is it copyright if all the music is composed by one dude?
Was there like a lawsuit or something?
I don't know.
Unauthorized. That's the only thing I can think of is like if there was a lawsuit for unauthorized.
And these were songs that were in the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. And this is... And there was nothing wrong with the port for Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Besides the fact that Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 is going off of Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations, which, by the way, the introduction of chakra canceling basically makes it almost impossible to lose an actual fight.
Yep.
The myriad of issues I have with post Ninja Storm 2, with post Ninja Storm 1 games. And that game's PS4, PS3, Xbox One port, or didn't have any problems. Especially with the soundtrack. I have issues with a lot of things, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Issues with the...
Climb the... There's a ledge right there, Drake. Climb the goddamn ledge.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
There we go.
Some idiot in a costume.
Fucking... I'm glitched.
You know what I could do?
I'm paying you to protect that thing. Don't let me down.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I've got him.
Bullshit. And I died because...
As part of a cruel
Because I'm Batman.
I am now back.
As part of a cruel twist of fate, Penguin now looks down upon me because I suck at video games.
Oh my god. That could have been the slowest moving bullet, and you'd still find a way to get hit by it.
You're not wrong on that one.
Okay, cut back inland. What the fuck does that mean, guys?
So, and next week's stream is going to be like RE4 professional mode, so look forward to me dying in that.
Oh, look forward to you dying 200 times.
I barely died in the last stream. How that's...
The way you're going up in Arkham City, you're probably going to find a way to
How have I died more in this game than I have in RE4 on professional mode? And it's not even a new game plus run. It's literally a new game. Fresh save file.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That makes no damn sense.
Hello.
I've lost one of you idiots. Let's end it there.
You do realize that's the wrong way around, right? Like, cold-blooded creatures can't deal with the...
Apparently, you say cold-blooded creatures, and me and Alden and last night ended up seeing, ended up watching How to Train Your Dragon 3 on Hulu. It was really good. Hello.
Yeah, I remember it being really good.
DreamWorks usually does know how to make a good sequel.
Ask me again. I'm one man down. That's not good, is it? Still, I'm sure the rest of you will do your best not to disappoint me.
What?
Come here. Boop. So... Oh, yeah. Okay, so going a bit back to Persona 5's dub. That was part of what really got me into the actor Xander Mobus. You know, the guy who does the Smash Brothers narration.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He's great. Oh, and he also voices Rufus Shinra in FF7 Mission Abridged.
I thought you were about to say FF7 remake.
No, if he did that, then that would be good. But one actor from Persona 5 is in FF7's remake. The guy who voices Ryuji, Max Middleman, or aka the One Punch Man.
I have my back to a cliff.
Someone still died.
You can't fucking shoot me.
Then you end up getting shot.
Oh my god. Ooh, a new side mission. Oh god, I know what this one is.
But they can grenade me, I guess.
The only side mission I actually need a guide for, no matter how many times I do this. Fran, you know which one it is.
Hush?
Yep. You familiar with Hush, right? Right, Gallendon?
I've heard of it. I've never read it.
No, the character from Batman.
Yeah, I've heard of the character. I've never read the arc.
Basically, he is the identity thief. He steals
So
people's
he's-
faces.
Oh, he's
face has been removed.
Dark
and
Man,
the hand
then?
wrapped in bandages. There have been 3 murders in Gotham over the last
Yeah, let's go with
that kind of.
Let's go with that.
The press have nicknamed the killer the Identity Thief. If he's now in Arkham City,
Basically,
track him down.
I always see him with a whole bunch of
Thomas
bandage
Elliott
guys.
has a grudge against Bruce
The
Wayne.
attack left the victim bleeding profusely. The murderer is likely to have trace elements of the blood on
So,
him without realizing. I'll
I'm gonna have
filter
to
the
look
scan
up
to track the
where
victim's blood
each
particles.
of the
That should lead you to the last person to
where
see
each
the
of the
victim
victims
alive.
are throughout the
Maybe even
game.
killer
So
himself.
do bear with me when I have to like take break, like go in between bits to.
Breaks to figure out where to freak these victims are.
Yeah, because there's not much indication as to where or exactly these people are. It's just like you got to go over pretty much all the alleyways just to find them. Oh, great. Let's derail this side quest for more Zaz's phone calls. Batman, please answer your phone, Batman. I've been calling for weeks now, Batman. You haven't answered my phone calls. Is it because of the coronavirus, Batman?
Blood will start flowing.
Wait, he's not gonna answer the phone because of a virus? That makes
Did you know places are going to be reopening?
Yeah, I know.
So now it's just like, the only catch is now you have to wear a mask whenever you go into like public places, and I'm like...
It's pretty much the moment when you go outside, you might as well wear a mask.
It's a burden, but it's something I'm willing to bear until this thing goes away, because at least now I can actually go to places.
I know.
Because as someone like me who often does actually like to go out and do things, this is actually something I'm willing to do, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. If it's one minor inconvenience, then I'll bear with it. I'm not gonna throw a hissy fit about it. At like most people saying like, why are you reopening things? Why are you reopening things? Do you want the unemployment rate to skyrocket?
Yeah.
More so than it already has. And the people who are trying to force others to stay home and whatnot are the same kind of people who would rather have you starve to death.
Yeah. Oh, that went better than I expected it to.
Alright, let's listen to more of Zaz's sob story.
They called him the Penguin, even back then. He had both eyes, of course. That little accident
Therapy session
hadn't happened
Victor's
yet.
ass.
And both of them were looking at
Okay,
So
that's
tell me how
actually
that.
kinda funny.
So tell me how that makes you feel.
clubs.
Oh, that sucks. It went away.
He looked scared. He
You
leaned
know,
over and I
tell me where you...
smelled the cigar.
Did you know there was once a time when John DiMaggio voiced the Joker?
Finally,
I did know that, yes.
I
was
actually own
not
the
a-
movie that he's in.
It was Under the Red Hood, right?
Yep.
then he started
Yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed by his performance in that movie.
belched out
I actually enjoyed it.
his cards down on the
His
table.
Joker sounds weird, and honestly, Batman also sounds weird.
Batman was voiced by Bruce Greenwood.
Straight flush ended me
Yeah, I don't like Bruce Greenwood's Batman.
lost.
Somehow they managed to still have him in Young Justice.
Huh.
Especially in season 3, when most of the actors that were in seasons 1 and 2 couldn't come back.
Yep.
I mean, they had to replace Tim Curry with James Arnold Taylor, who's, I'm like, no offense, you're a good actor and all, but I'm not a fan of your faux Tim Curry impression.
What voice was he doing?
G. Gordon Godfrey.
Who?
G. Gordon Godfrey. He's a news guy that's very much against the superheroes. He was in Justice League for a two-parter
so
about...
So he's a J. Jonah Jameson knockoff.
Kinda, sorta.
Why not just get J.K. Simmons?
That would be too easy.
That and because J.K. Simmons was already in DC as a general who he also bears an eerie resemblance to.
Okay, isn't there like somebody from I don't know, maybe the Spectacular Spider-Man who could have done the role?
Who did you have in mind?
It was just somebody. God damn it, Drake. He didn't jump when I told him to.
Well, Darren Norris was the voice of J. Jonah in that series.
And just get him then. Just get the actual, like, voice of Jameson to play a knockoff character.
JK's, you know, I feel like, you know, the funny thing is, like, for some reason it's weird that I found it hilarious how both MCU Spider-Man movies ended with an almost attempt at an F-bomb. They're like, cut to credits before they drop the F-bomb.
He was weird looking. You won't believe me, but
no,
he looked like
they're both. No, Aunt May.
I know.
Spider-Man Homecoming ended with Aunt May going, "What the?"
Sure it was him.
And then it just cut to credits, and I'm like, "Oh my, that must have been an interesting talk."
Everyone in Arkham.
Drake.
And then at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, when when Mysterio ended up leaking out Peter's secret identity, Peter's like, "What the f-?" I'm like, "Oh my god, he is Aunt May. He might as well be Aunt May's kid." You know, the weird thing is my mom actually is more of a fan of Marissa Tomei playing Aunt May than she is of the actress for the Sam Raimi films and the Mark Webb films.
Wow, both of you should be dead right there, where you collided with that fucking railing.
Though I will agree the hot aunt joke does kind of wear thin, but I'm thankful that it doesn't last too long.
Yeah.
The fact that it was there at all is kind of a problem, but...
Then again, it's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's something he would...
Okay,
that's
guys,
something he would say.
Why is an old pair of scissors? Why is an old pair of scissors a treasure?
Because it was George Washington's pair of scissors.
You know what? If any game would have that, it would be the Uncharted series.
Yep.
I'm a mother effing T-Rex.
That meme's stupid anyway.
5 million years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that... Doug Walker ended up forcing a meme on the Jurassic Park franchise, and it wasn't a particularly good one.
Boy, it's a good thing I don't watch that many of his reviews.
They're not even that good anyway.
I don't think he's been that... He hasn't been that great for about 5-6 years, maybe.
I mean, ever since they supposedly killed off his character, and then brought it back because apparently in To Boldly Fleet, that was going to be the end of That Guy with the Glasses.com.
You'll know the code.
And Doug did not even tell most of the people about that.
Oh man, what was it?
Yeah.
The code.
Which, by the way, I'm like, kind of a dick move.
You're safe, officer.
It's Jones,
you know,
Batman. Elvis Jones.
Gordon always said he planned on sending
And
your
what was
team.
his show that he tried to
wanted to know
do
what was going
after
on
he
in here.
canceled the nostalgia?
Guess we
trip?
found out. There were 10 of us.
I believe... I
Hopefully
forget what it
still
was
are.
called.
I think it was called Demo Reel, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Demo Reel.
Okay,
And
yeah.
a lot of the the skits from 2013, Doug, have been pretty much a demo reel stuff.
Yeah. Now, and that brings me back to something I said about
Unabridged.
Yeah, unabridged. Yeah, I said I said, and I maintain this. It's gonna go the same way that Demo Reel did. It's gonna go down the same way Cartoon Network Live did. It's gonna go down the same way all this bullshit where people try to go outside their
comfort zone.
Yeah, outside their comfort zone to do stuff like this. You know, canceling one project that people like in favor of something that nobody ever asked for.
That apparently people are simping him for just to earn brownie points.
Why are people simping for fucking Unabridged? It's, you know, this might be a bit ungenerous of me, but it's The Office with the guys from Team 4 Star.
And unfortunately, no one is funny.
Yeah.
Or Steven Krozik had to be dragged through the mud on that one. I only saw one episode and I'm like, nope, this is gonna bomb.
And when I said, this is shit and it's gonna fail, I was accosted by people saying, why do you want it to fail? I don't care if it fails or succeeds. I just said it's going to fail. That's a prediction, not a wish. Although at this point it's more of a forlorn hope because I can't fucking stand it when people will try to pretend that shows anything more than God fucking awful. Well, you know, it's kind of like how Kaiser's relationship with his pronunciation of Goku in that regard. People have bullied me.
Remind Fran how he pronounces Goku's name.
I was only
Okay, Kaiser pronounces Goku's name something like Goku.
Emphasizing the U.
Yeah, and except the thing is, it's not really pronounced with enough stress on the O to make it correct to the Japanese pronunciation. He says, well, it's because it's more accurate to the Japanese pronunciation, and linked me a fucking video about of characters saying Goku over and over again.
If I don't have it,
funny thing, they don't say it the way he says it.
I'll get it.
No, they don't.
So here's the thing.
They actually, you know what? I lied. They said it once in the Frieza saga when Krillin was screaming Goku's name as he was exploding.
Yeah. One time out
when
of several.
Or when he's smash cut to the explosion.
It's like
when his body's when he's flying up in the air and then he screams Goku's name, and then he explodes.
Yeah, and it's not, the thing is, it's not pronounced the way it is in the dub in the Japanese version. Look at that. The way the dub pronounces it is a hell of a lot closer to the Japanese version than the way Kaiser pronounces it.
Right.
Because in the original version, it's like,
it's initiation time.
Goku.
Oh god, all of these gentlemen.
Goku. Son Goku de. Goku. It's not like a K-E-W.
Don't be surprised if I end up dying here. I somehow did a blade dodge takedown without meaning to.
Oh, nice.
Boosh! Ow.
There we go.
I want to say his face.
No, you don't.
have never seen that animation before, and I've played this game for years.
Yeah, which animation?
The one where he basically just is like, okay, stop, and then just causes the thing to drop.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. If you don't kill him, it don't work for me. So I kill you anyway.
Did you know there exists a How to Train Your Dragon animated series where Nolan North voices Gerard Butler's character?
I did know that it existed. I had no idea Nolan North was.
Oh wow.
It's weird as hell. It's basically the voice you're hearing as the Penguin, only it's trying to sound Scandinavian.
I swear he only does that voice because he thinks it makes him sound intimidating.
Wasn't that a bit from Arkham Knight?
Yeah, that's literally the only Joker line I remember from Arkham Knight because I haven't actually played it.
Stop acting like a bunch of girls.
Arkham Knight, aka let's get jump scared by man.
Jill's worst moment in that game.
That's pretty much a nope. I'm like, stop in this game. The moment you get jump scared by fucking man bats.
I find it weird that my first... Oh. And I died. So don't be surprised if that happens. Ends in this fight, because remember, New Game Plus, no counter prompts.
Get him out of here.
And this even happens on the lower difficult. This even happens even if you clear the game on the lower difficulties and do New Game Plus.
Yeah, because like you gotta go by.
Come on out, lads. It's initiation time.
Oh, and
Not to dance. I pay you to fight, so fight.
what I was saddened about when I looked this up on Wikipedia and behind the voice actors was that TJ Miller did not reprise his role as Tough Nut in the third How to Train Your Dragon movie. I was like, oh, but I like him as Tough Nut. That's literally the one character I imagine whenever I hear his voice. Just because it fits so perfectly. And no, none of the teenage characters in those movies had Scandinavian accents.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, wasn't it?
I mean, Jay Baruchel can do a good Scottish accent. So, oh, it's like, why didn't they have him do that? He only does, like, the accent whenever he's trying to do a mock impression of Stoic. And...
Show me his face.
Was there any voice that you actually really liked in those movies?
I've only ever seen the first one. So.
Jonah Hill was in all three movies as Snotlout.
I don't actually remember many of the voices.
Christopher Miller Pins is Fish Legs. Game? Hello? Game? What? Oh god, I have to retry this, don't I?
Oh my god.
Did the game glitch out?
Yes! It could not handle me winning!
No, it's because you died. That's what it is.
No. It's because it couldn't handle me winning on the second try.
In time.
Yeah. Like I said, you died. That's what triggered the glitch.
This has happened to me before. Or believe it or not.
You know, I never had that problem on Arkham Origins. I had a bunch of other problems. I didn't have that. like collision detection issues.
You know, one thing I really got to give props to Origins, especially, is the boss fights, because that game had quite a variation.
Yeah, I seem to remember those boss fights being pretty good. It's just that the plot is a bit all over the place.
Oh, it's definitely all over the place. It's basically... K-Wing said it best. It's basically like Naruto, where it's like you got a lot of really interesting characters, but you only end up giving a damn about 2 of them.
Batman and Joker?
Yep. Not like Naruto and Sasuke.
Insert sarcasm here.
He just suplexed one guy into another guy.
Damn. Hit one motherfucker with another motherfucker.
What is with this area? Why do video games always have that, where you just can't go straight through something, you have to climb around it?
Well, because if you went straight through it, then the game couldn't happen, now could it?
Well, it's like there's this thing.
Okay, now I beat it, now Cobblepot.
You weren't supposed to do that.
There's this thing where you can go in a circle around around an obstacle, and it's not really an obstacle.
Okay, so weird thing about both this version and the PS3 Xbox version. For some reason, when Penguin shoots his umbrella gun at Cage, nothing seems to come out of that, and something's supposed to come out.
Does it happen in the Xbox 360 version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox and PS3 version. Oh, now more piggyback riding.
Dude's got one big arm, dude. He's got one little arm. They call it the motherfucker Biggie Smalls.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna propose something here.
Biggie Smalls!
We have guns.
I was gonna do that joke anyway.
Sam and I, we have guns. We could shoot all 3 of these people very quickly. All of our problems would be over with. Just think about that, guys. We could have all these guys out of our hair right now. Nobody in this mercenary company is gonna come after us when their boss and the guy who signed their paychecks are dead.
Indeed. It's almost like they need to be stupid in order for the plot to happen.
Yeah, that's a problem with Naughty Dog writing, because they don't prioritize making the story actually, good.
Yeah.
And it's not like Sam and Nate are above that.
And
they're not frickin' Batman.
Yeah, they've killed people. They've got a body count.
Of course.
I think between Sam and Nate, I'm pretty sure we've killed like a couple hundred people in this game so far.
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't have some no-kill rule that they break every game.
Oh, you mean like Batman in throwing like a friggin' hitting a guy into sticking a guy's face into a what's it called?
Iron Maiden?
No, not an Iron Maiden.
No, not that.
I think it's like a electric thing. I'm trying to think what it's called.
I found
like an electrical fan.
Yeah. Well, not a fan.
Not yet.
And one of those
The situation
things.
is worse than I thought. Penguin has a supply of the Titan formula.
He's got what? How do you get Titan off Arkham Island? What's going on here? Your suit's bio readings are spiking.
Nice of you to join us, Oracle.
Oh, so this is the point in the story where Oracle actually is supposed to be in the story.
Yeah.
So that whole thing where she briefly appeared to help us with Riddler, yeah.
Okay, bullshit game. There's more than enough room for me to get a gun through there. I could have killed at least one of them.
Like I said, It necessitates you being stupid just so the plot can happen.
Yeah. Well, Uncharted 3 was a fucking mess at that.
Oh, I won't disagree with you on that one. You will find no disagreements with me, because I have actually first-hand experience with that game.
Oh, there's a ledge down here.
It's like, people say that it's this great story, and I'm like,
It's an odyssey of a previously very smart character making a lot of really stupid choices.
Yep, including drinking the water that sends him on a drug trip.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I spoiled that for him, and when he was playing Uncharted 3 on his stream.
Alright, how much of a drug trip is it?
Basically, he thinks
Oh
Sully
my
died.
God, can you aim with the remote control batarang?
Evidently, no. Evidently,
Dude,
I have
you can slow down.
Like I said, evidently, I have the aim of a stormtrooper.
Dude, Ray Charles has better aim than you.
You might not be wrong on that one. Remind me who Ray Charles is.
A blind man.
Oh, God.
Okay, we could, I could boost you up to that ledge, Sam. Sam, where the fuck are you going, Sam?
I'm still weirded out by the fact that in Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, Nolan North voiced, voiced Toby, at least, when he's serious.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, that's Nolan North?
Wait, that's Deadpool? What the hell?
And then the anime in the third game ended up finalizing Neil Kaplan as Toby / Madara.
Kneecaps.
Yes.
Kneecaps busted.
Yeah, we already heard this, guys.
And Fran, you remember what Digimon Neil Kaplan voiced before, right? He was Hawkmon.
Oh yes, Hawkmon.
A Digimon that looks eerily Native American with a British accent.
Yeah.
Yes, because that makes sense.
Kids show dub writers are weird.
Every kid show is weird if you look hard enough.
Gee, Gundam was the least weird kids show dub.
Have you ever seen the Magic School Bus?
I have, yes.
Okay, there was this one episode where they went into a flower, and one of the girls started talking, but it was, Mikey, I think, who kept talking, if you looked closely. And I noticed that on VHS. On a 12-inch CRT monitor.
Oh, wow.
CRT TV. Where I can see you, Batman. You wouldn't believe the fight the old...
How much recoil do you think that gun has, given his small stature?
That's all that matters.
I don't know.
Probably as much recoil as a noisy cricket.
It shoots ice.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, they'll probably give him enough recoil to push him back.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem like he's pushed back in the slightest.
No, someone got modified to reduce
Feel free
recoil.
to join me in the Iceberg Lounge.
Well, I'm pretty sure that would be the case for Mr. Freeze, but then again, he walks around in a robot suit, most of the time. And yet he's somehow nearly as buff as Batman. Or, no wait, he's not buff. What am I?
Yeah, he's not that buff, he's just, his body's slim.
Oh, by the way, remember that whole thing with Killer Croc in the last game? We gotta worry about ice density in this one, because if we break the ice, we're gonna get eaten by a shark.
Yep. So you gotta walk pretty slowly.
I gotta I gotta crouch walk like this. Which looks really awkward in this suit, by the way.
Yeah, cause you're staring at Batman's ass.
Da da da. Da 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 da. Na 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 na.
It's like that part of Metal Gear Solid 4 where you gotta go through that freaking microwave hallway while staring at
the first, Snake's ass was not the first Konami-owned property that got nerfed.
I ran it. Well, I guess you saw what happened.
Because in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the monsters Neospace and Aquadolphin and Neos ended up getting their asses nerfed in the 4Kids dub.
No surprise.
That's... Okay, come on, Drake.
And let's not talk about Burstinatrix's Alpha. Let's set the belt.
You mean Burst Lady in the Japanese version?
Yeah, she's about to burst out of something.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but they nerfed my ass.
You know, you want to know something weird? Once there was this show called Ben 10, and the guy who voices Colonel Roy Campbell
plays the grandpa in that.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing when I played MGS4, and I'm like, wait, that's Grandpa Max.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Put that together.
See, I saw Ben 10 before I played MGS, and I was like, wait a second, that's Grandpa Max.
Wait,
See?
You mean
See, you get it.
The movie.
Played. Yeah, I watched Ben 10 before I played MGS.
Well, no, he's making a joke on the fact that MGS4 is more movie than game.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the original MGS, not MGS4.
He stole it from Mr. Freeze. I'm getting it back.
Oh, so Metal Gear Solid feature. You know, SGB ended up doing an edit with Metal Gear Solid 1.
Torture.
No, not the audio torture. That was actually someone else who did the editing for that one. I'm talking the editing Johnny did for the first part of their MGS1 playthrough, where Snake is getting briefed on the Foxhound members, and then after I think it was Vulcan Raven.
After Vulcan Raven, you get two of the members.
You suddenly hear Stinky Diver, a former Navy commando with an attitude as bad as his odor. Then after Revolver Ocelot, you get and Meltman with the power to melt.
Okay, I have a thing here for a dramatic reading, and it's April 1701, so it's relevant. What do I read it as?
Read it whatever's your silliest voice.
Let it be known that I, Thomas Howard, captain of the Dauntless, am a gullible fool!
What the fuck is that voice?
It started with a chorus, a cryptic message from my old compatriot,
what the
with a vague promise of paradise. I was skeptical, but they thought of the remainder of my days at home, wondering what might have been was too much to bear.
Oh my God!
Does that have any thematic connection to this?
I don't know what voice you're doing.
And one does not ignore a letter from the King of Pirates. I survived being marooned off the coast of Madagascar. I survived the attack of the East Indian.
Remember that Abramovich guy I fought in the first stream of this game? Here's his brother.
Here's the brother.
Oh, nice.
Slice you into
But I will not survive this. My leg is broken and my crew too cowardly to set foot in these damned caverns. Cannot hear my calls.
I'm tempted to ask you to do a somewhat dramatic reading of the Ansem reports from the Kingdom Hearts series with that voice.
Oh God.
Or whatever other silly voice you've got.
Well, cut off your mask.
Who could have imagined my deeds would bring me here to die an ignoble death so far from home? May God himself curse you, Henry Avery, and may my ghost haunt you the rest of your days.
Seriously, what the hell is that voice?
It's me doing a Muppet movement with my head and letting my voice squeak a lot.
What the fuck?
It's like, it's just me moving with the top of my head and making the lower jaw
Oh my god, Jill, I can't call right now.
Shitty timing.
And then I add in this over-the-top voice, and it sounds really weird.
Hold on a sec. Okay. See, this is what Mr. Freeze looks like without the suit.
Okay.
Actually, he kind of looks buff.
Not like overly buff, but...
No, he's toned.
Yeah. That's not the same thing as buff.
I know. I just didn't know the right word.
Yeah, I can tell.
Rip.
Oh, and Mr. Freeze in this game is voiced by the Brain.
Yeah.
Pinky and the brain.
Brain. Narf.
Brain. Narf.
I've actually met Maurice LaMarche at Kineticon, and I got him to sign my PS3 copy of this game.
Oh, nice.
And I mentioned that he was in the Nostalgia Critic review for the movie.
You need to stay focused on that cure.
Oh, frick! What was it? The Purge.
You don't understand.
He was in. He was apparently the plot for that at review skits are that apparently they're
being held hostage by Film Brain.
With your ice gun.
No.
How do I get past this?
No, the supposed fact that they're trying to split up Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were being held hostage by Film Brain in that.
I won't help you get your suit.
And apparently apparently that skit ended up being
if you're gone, what will happen to Nora?
Pinky and Brain swearing at each other.
Situation fool you.
Yeah, that was an alright skit. It could have been worse. I mean, Film Brain is incredibly fucking irritating, and he's more irritating now that he feels like he has to apologize for his content.
There's a security override chip.
Okay, Sam, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, am I supposed to come over and join you?
Why don't you go get the security override and figure out a way to stop him yourself?
That wasn't my fault. He slipped right off where he was supposed to be.
Keep thinking about that cure. I'll get you your suit back.
So that liquid that Batman basically held to try and get leverage over Freeze was basically the thing that keeps him alive, because he has to be kept at a certain temperature in order to, live.
In my experience, AK-47s aren't this, what do you call it? Two-dimensional. That's what it is.
In my
Did you really think that was gonna work?
Yeah, it's worked in some respects.
No, when you put the friggin' explosive on the floor near the Titan container, not on the Titan container itself.
Well, I tried aiming for the Titan container, but I apparently didn't get it.
Oh, you dumb fuck.
Oh, I missed. Did you know the Japanese version of that bit it has Wario going, "Oh my god!" And I'm still weirded out to this day that Wario in There Will Be Brawl is played by Kylie Bear.
Yep.
It's the it's the live-action Smash Brothers series directed by Matt Mercer.
Thought you'd like a little entertainment to go
Okay.
Tell him your name, son.
I think I saw like a couple of episodes of that, and then it got taken down. And
oh, this think he's still got some life in him?
I haven't been able to find it anywhere.
Let's hear him squeal.
You know, it's funny that Matt Mercer is a huge Smash Brothers fan, and then he gets to actually voice characters that are in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Like Crom.
Now,
Batman's on the way, and the last time I saw him, he didn't look very happy.
Who, funny enough, is like funny enough in that game is like a mixture of Marth and Ike.
Speaking of Matt Mercer, what's with Leon's voice actors all sharing very similar things? Like, his first actor was named Paul, and he sadly died recently.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Paul Mercier.
No, it wasn't Paul Mercier.
Oh.
It was the first one.
Oh, that guy. The guy that said, Ada, wait.
Yeah, it was the guy from Resident Evil 2. The guy from Resident Evil 2 died. And then he was voiced by Paul Mercier. And then he was voiced by Matt Mercer. So he went from a Paul to another Paul to a Mercier to a Mercer.
Wake up, man. Come on, wake up.
And then to some guy that nobody's ever heard of.
We try to forget about the Resident Evil 2 remake.
And yet it's still one of the best things that Capcom has ever made.
Yeah. Sad thing is about both campaigns together are about the length of one of the campaigns of the original game.
But then again, and it's like trying to make a classic Resident Evil game, but using a more modern approach to it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of me playing a bit of a devil's candidate.
Well, devil's advocate, yeah.
Or devil's advocate.
Thing is, like, I can play some devil's advocate for it too in that regard, but the thing is, they still cut a bunch of content.
Well,
and,
consider that
added a bunch of content.
Well, consider the fact that Raccoon City has never really been like adapted the same way after RE2 and RE3 because
what happened? Just wake up, come on.
You know, the fact that every time they adapt that storyline, it looks different.
I'll be back.
Have you seen Operation Raccoon City?
Yeah, Operation Raccoon City has never been canon.
And have you ever seen Darkside Chronicles, the sequel to Umbrella Chronicles?
I have not, but I've seen Umbrella Chronicles, and Umbrella Chronicles kind of fucked up the geography of Raccoon City as well.
So you see my point?
Yeah.
No adaptation of Raccoon City has been consistent. Except for the only consistent adaptations have been the only consistent versions are the originals and nothing but the originals.
What's happening to that?
Okay, guys, I had 2 guns on me when I came in here. I might have stopped paying attention, but I should still have my 2 guns somewhere near me.
I saw you clear the room. It's awesome work, man. The name's Tom.
The thing is,
Tom Miller.
my main complaint about the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes
I've seen your
is
file.
that...
You have? I mean...
Now's my chance. I'm dead.
Cobblepot's turned this place into a fortress. Someone ratted us out. Me and the boys got grabbed, brought here, and...
My main complaint is that it should be easy to do what they did for Resident Evil
There are just 2 more
1 remake. Go back to...
Have you tried the Iceberg Lounge? Cobblepot like to
Go
take
back
us
to
in
the
there
cut
to beat us up some more.
content.
If we're lucky, that's where they
You know,
are.
make,
So that's the famous freeze.
fucking...
Unfortunately.
Where am I? What am I doing? There we go.
What are you
I
doing?
was stuck in first-person mode for some reason. And, by the way, this game doesn't have a first-person
Then
mode.
get this over to Freeze. He won't be dangerous.
No problem, Batman.
I almost shot my brother in the chest.
Okay, so now this is supposed to be when I have the disruptor.
Yeah, I was already over there, buddy.
Okay, so now we gotta go fight Penguin.
Quote unquote, fight Penguin.
And the thing is, there was an entire demo for Resident Evil 2 that went unused, that they could have sourced extra content from. You know, Resident Evil 1.5. Anybody remember that?
No. Unfortunately, because I've never heard of it.
Okay, Resident Evil 1.5 is this prototype demo for Resident Evil 2. Features Leon, doesn't feature Claire.
It features some... Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about. Features some other chick. Oh, yeah. By the way, this is the shark.
And here's Jaws.
And apparently my little sister is claiming that I haven't acknowledged what she said, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Hello, Bat. I know it's you. What is it? Finally grown up here and come to find me. Well, good luck.
I was almost done with that, too.
You can't win that. Please help us. The old man, Batman.
God damn it.
I have been staying still, Penguin. I'm just not staying still where you're aiming.
Sure you can.
You're finished, cop.
Tiger, uppercut.
No, I'm sorry. Please, don't hurt me.
I can't guarantee that.
Me neither.
Move your ass!
I tried.
Sometimes Drake just doesn't come out of cover when you need him to.
Walk away, but oh no, you had to be the big man. Well, guess what? From up here, you look pretty small.
Oh, so by the way, Batman's now going to be taking on a villain that debuted in the Green Lantern comics.
Okay, why?
Because it's Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
Big motherfucker.
Oh my god. My sister, my sister's claiming Alden asked the question, why is Dolly evil? One of my sister's golden retrievers.
And Grundy want pants too.
Oh, and he's voiced by Fred Tatasciore, aka Hulk.
Tuesday, married on Wednesday.
If you're wondering where the Solomon Grundy wants pants too skit comes from, it's a commercial from like the 90s, I think, when they were reusing footage of the Super Friends.
Of course they were.
And apparently, Brainiac was like, I just wanted a pair of pants. A nice pair of pants. And then Solomon Grundy's like, Solomon Grundy want pants too.
What the hell are you doing?
Screwing up your plans.
Ruining your
with
day.
the bloody explosives! I mean it!
And your day with those two hoochies from Arkham.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, you know.
Why sell it?
Pulling my plans.
What the hell are you doing?
Nope.
Oh, you're asking for it now. Let's see how much that ugly son of a bitch can take.
I wouldn't have gotten shot there if I'd...
You know, Mark Hamill once voiced Solomon Grundy in the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, cool.
I was sad what happened to that version of the character.
Oh, that looked like that, didn't it? Good job that fucker's immortal. No!
I am so fucking... Yep. Who gave Solomon Grundy fire powers?
Penguin.
Each is on fire.
Okay, but why did Penguin give Solomon Grundy fireball powers?
Those things are antiques!
Moving.
Leave them alone!
I am doing terrible at this.
Yeah, see, like some shitty time.
Ooh!
Oh, I just now saw that I can't see the chat.
He barely
touched live.
He barely grazed my head.
Smacked me right in the back of the head.
No, it's like it gave me a feather tap on the side of my head, and then I died.
Yeah, his balls.
What the hell are you doing?
That's pretty much what happened.
You were tranced by the side of his hard ball.
Leave him alone!
Yes, I can get
We've got the biggest balls of them all.
Thank you, ATD.
You know, the funny thing is that song, I've actually heard that song through Ben Creighton's Gantz Abridged.
Oh yeah, that was his ending theme.
You want to know, and the weird thing is like he's the only member of Team 4-Star to have actually finished not one, not two, but 3 abridged series.
Yeah. I'd still like to know what the hell happened with him.
Oh, that looked like it hurt, didn't it? Good job that was
Ow.
immortal.
You always love getting hit by his balls, don't you?
Oh God, you're gonna compare this to that?
Well, you're getting smacked by his balls, sorry. What do you want me to do?
Maybe not make that comparison.
What was it, a Transformers Revenge of the Fallen comparison?
No. It's a reference to when we played Resident Evil 5. Basically, he would compare this to me getting hit quite a bit by the Ouroboros dogs.
No. You allowed yourself to get hit by them because they just wanted your love. That's all.
See what I mean? And Grundy's not dead.
What do you know? You really can't kill that bastard.
Because you can't kill him unless you throw him into the sun.
And he's undead zombie.
Or if Cthulhu ends up killing him.
Struggle! Must struggle!
Cthulhu, what the hell is it? Bloodborne?
Well, actually, the series called him Cthulhu.
Same difference.
Stop that!
And he's kind of a thing that Hawk Girl ends up having to deal with with her nth metal mace.
No!
Which is powerful enough to combat Dr. Fate, whom, in case you don't know, is pretty OP. Meanwhile, and this was basically because Cthulhu ended up wanting to target Aquaman and City of Atlantis, so they needed Solomon Grundy to defeat they needed Solomon Grundy so they could take out Cthulhu.
Oi! Just you and me left. The bat versus the bird.
He's got a grenade launcher. And he proceeds to miss every single shot. And he cowers in fear.
Where is Cobblepot?
And now he's in the robot suit.
Well, look who it is, Mr.
Enough. Freeze. Enough.
Of course.
Apparently whatever is on my live stream in chat isn't updating, according to my sisters.
Yeah, I just said that. Too.
Oh, God. Let's see.
The cure, Freeze.
There.
We are here. Sheesh, Dolly is evil. Alden said, lol, what did Dolly do? He also voiced... Alden mentions he voiced John when John DiMaggio voiced Bender in Futurama.
Reforming enzyme. Without it,
fight my shiny metal ass.
I've fight my shiny. I can't do Bender.
Enzyme is not the only problem.
I can't do him either, and my mom tries to get me to do
that will take decades.
other Sesame Street characters due to the fact that I ended up doing a impression of Kermit for our school announcement.
What?
In at
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here, doing school announcements.
Yep.
It is your only hope.
Ra's al Ghul is dead.
Then you and the clown are doomed.
Not exactly. I need someone to tell me where the body is.
Oh yeah.
Then I can go wake him up.
And people keep on saying My Hero Academia. There are some people online saying My Hero Academia openings are only getting worse and worse, and I'm like,
the great Ra's al Ghul.
According to who?
Apparently Ryan and some idiots from Game Explain.
You've let your only hope escape.
No, Victor. If Ra's al Ghul is in Arkham City, I now have a trail right to him.
Alright.
Red wine.
And of course my sisters are saying that the new opening aimed for the
Oracle. Change of
for the
plan.
arc of
League of Assassins.
Why? What have they got to do with all this?
the arc went the school festival arc sucks, and I'm like,
Penguin
are
had
you
one of the League's
kidding me
assassins
right
imprisoned
now
in the
with this
museum.
bull crap?
I recognize the insignia. She's a member of Talia's elite guard.
I knew it. What is it about that woman that makes her instantly the most important person in your world?
Talia is not the goal, Barbara.
What's their damage?
I've uploaded Freeze's unfinished cure. It looks to me like the answer
Sam,
is...
you're not even...
Okay, Bruce.
My sister, my older sister is now getting on my ass for liking the opening. How are you gonna say it doesn't suck? Simple. I actually enjoy it. You asked me how, and I just did.
You asked the question, I give you an answer. The one you like, what is the answer?
I see you have sent a data request on the League of Assassins to the Bat computer. Oh, and another equipment request.
It's like a lifestyle anime opening. That's because it's a breather arc.
Let me know when it's here.
It's literally the whole point of the opening. It's supposed to accentuate the fact that, oh yeah, this isn't going to be a big action arc. It's going to be a light-hearted one to remind us, oh yeah, these are kids going to school. And plus, we had a couple big action arcs twice in a row.
Those undercover bitches have taken over. I knew we should have killed them. So what's the plan? Lay low. See any of
Because literally, season 3 had the camp arc, which then is followed by the hideout raid arc, which is then followed by a provisional license exam arc, which is then and followed by which is then followed by the work study arc.
What's the deal with these jerks? Don't they know this is Penguin's territory?
I guess not. Well, they will.
You see where I'm going with this?
We take all of them out. I want blood. I want Two-Face to...
No, there is not going to be a grocery arc, Manda. You would know that if you read the friggin' manga.
Then we move on his territory.
Okay, look at this, guys. I have this heavy machine gun here.
Okay.
Can't get through 2 inches of plastic. I can't get through it, no matter how much I shoot at it.
Did my sister, who started reading manga, completely forget that action starts back up after this arc?
The bullet holes are literally healing themselves. This is magic plastic. I need to take it with me.
Magic plastic. That's a first.
Fight over here.
And now I'm fighting a group of Two-Face mooks. I swear, this takedown is a godsend.
Oh, for the love of God. We'll kill you, Batman.
Oh, for the love of... Okay.
Well, you may say that the opening is lame, Manda. Well, guess what? You're not the one in charge of who makes the OPs. So when you get to be in charge of making a OP for an anime, hey, do let me know who you pick and how the thing's going to look. And then we'll talk.
I don't give a shit about the animation. I just want the
blood trail has run out.
Sound cool,
the only way I'm gonna find that assassin is to locate more
there's
evidence.
plenty of cool OPs in My Hero Academia. Like, look it up sometime when you get the chance. It's really good. They'll look up through Toho Animation's YouTube channel, because if you're looking up through Crunchyroll or
the only way to find Raish is to get a tracker on that ninja. I'll need to get in
through Crunchyroll or Funimation. You're just gonna get the TV broadcast version that occasionally blackens the screen due to you know, that thing that the Pokemon anime has to avert from nowadays.
Flashing lights.
Yeah. Because the Toho Animation version actually shows, like, the full thing without the blackened screen. Okay, how was I roasted, Amanda? You didn't even put up a decent argument. If you put up a good argument, then maybe, just maybe. But that's not me being roasted. That's just you saying things. Ow. Come here.
Move your ashtray.
Clearly, she did not feel... For whatever reason, this woman, who is a trained assassin of Talia's elite guard, somehow didn't feel the tracking device being placed on her back.
Stand down. Why are you
yes. The, because I said so school of believability.
I didn't need your help.
Really?
Sure you didn't.
That's not what it looked like from where I was standing.
I had it under control. Why did Alfred send you?
He was worried about you.
I had it under control.
Take this.
Did you know that
and start searching the hospitals and emergency.
Did you know that one of the outfits in this game is the Red Robin outfit?
Whose blood is it?
I did not.
Oh.
Red Robin, yum.
Yum. Jinx.
I'll get it to the hospitals and come back. You need my help.
For whatever reason, Young Justice Abridged made Tim Drake into a Latino, and also the Robin that's seen in the show, even though it's supposed to be Dick Grayson.
How will you...
Trust me.
Oh.
I'll find a way.
Why?
I don't know. Do I look like I know the answers?
You know where I am.
I know. Now go.
And Wally West went through at least like 2 or 3 different voice actors in that abridged series.
Was that on purpose?
No. As far as I could tell.
And this is where you get line launcher.
Where I'm supposed to get line launcher, but
New Game Plus.
yeah. But blah blah blah. New Game Plus. So the tell for a Deadshot odd shooting is if you hear a gunshot nearby and if you hear a loud sniper round nearby, and check the map.
Can Deadshot not afford silencers?
Apparently not. Because Deadshot's kind of a narcissist.
No, it goes through them too quick.
So there's a lot of people who,
And no, he doesn't look like Will Smith in this.
No, he just looks like Tony Stark, doesn't he?
Not really. Besides, it doesn't look like a scam. And chances are none of you guys are gonna get that.
Nope.
And at one point, I think it was start in the comics. He looked like a Spaniard. On the start.
Joker won't want Two-Face grabbing it. He'll send it.
Okay, the hell am I supposed to do?
Whee! Alright, I'm heading underground. Below the surface, Gotham's a maze of old steel and ironwork. My signal may get weak. Try and stay locked on.
Rerouting additional satellite coverage now. Good luck, Bruce.
Oh, and in this part of the game, you can encounter Killer Croc. But he doesn't fight you.
Yeah, it's just a cameo.
I'm trying to press the friggin' button. No way, I'm supposed to wait for that thing to, you know, not be red, not be green. I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah, I can tell.
I thought it was bad up there. Down here, I'm not just cold. I'm wet, and I smell like I've been standing in something. Boop! It's Batman!
Apparently, if you remote control electric friggin' armored guy, he just goes flying.
Yep.
And recently,
Joker's got his crew moving through the sewers, hunting down what's left of Penguin's
I ended up roasting Manda. Okay, never mind. I did not read that. Because apparently I am illiterate.
No, apparently, it's obvious you can't multitask.
Yeah, Mason, I am very aware that my PS4 chat froze.
Mine might have as well, but I have no idea.
I'm probably going to check the chat replies later, but for now, it's just... So why did you buy Switch port of the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth games when, you know, you already have them on the PlayStation Vita?
Because I barely played the Vita anymore. Because I still have them on PS4.
Ow. was not aiming for you.
And there's smoke screen.
Arkham City is gonna be your grave.
Especially with large crowds of enemies, you're gonna want to deal with the armored guys sooner than the other guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the chat is lit because you've shown me screenshots, sister. Also, I would have to tell her that. Also, I'm gonna have to tell you this, Amanda. You can't get in here because you don't have a PS4. That's literally what we've been chatting on, the voice chat on that thing. So, sorry, but nothing I can do about that. Plus, whatever Discord server I'm a part of, I would need the authorization of the person in charge in order to invite somebody. I don't really own one. Oh god, the drugs are kicking in.
Come on.
Too much dough.
I didn't think I was gonna survive that. I thought I was gonna have to kill those guys.
Just give me a minute. I'll be all right.
No, you won't. Hurry. You're running out of time.
By the way, you know who voices Raish in this game?
Man, what's in these things?
Not Liam Neeson.
Not Liam Neeson, nor the guy who voiced him in the animated series.
Who?
D. Bradley Baker.
That's not a bad choice.
And I'm like...
Voodoo to be acquired by Fandango. Okay.
Boop, boop. Sup?
Wait, what?
The digital movie service Voodoo is being acquired by Fandango, the ticket retailer.
That's wacky.
The thing is, they're both on movies anywhere, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Wacky.
Oracle. It looks like Joker is sending his crew down to steal weapons off the Tiger Guards.
Yeah, but if I voice chat on Discord, then none of it gets recorded on my PS4. Or all that gets recorded is the audio of the game I'm streaming, not what I'm... Not the audio of the voice chat.
You'd have to have a complicated series of pass-throughs that is honestly not worth it.
Please, I'm an intern.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on here.
Can I have her?
Well, either that or just, you know... You know, there was once a time where...
You could actually potentially route the audio from your computer out into the PS4 through like a USB microphone.
Cover me while I fix this jammer.
But hypothetically, that I don't think it'll work. Oh, so we're going to Vesuvius, aren't we? We're going to a completely different one. Never mind.
No, you haven't.
I'll cover this way.
Nice product placement there, Sony.
My jammer's busted. I know what.
Oh, we're going back to talk to the wife for now.
Oh, who's screaming?
She says, I think you can link your Discord to the PS4 to do that. I'm like, no, you can't. Because if it were Xbox, maybe.
Yeah.
but this ain't Xbox.
That's it, we're screwed. What the hell are we gonna do now? Shut the hell up. We need to keep looking or we're all dead.
Go and hide, now.
Please help me. Find him, now! It came from over here, I'm sure of it.
No, it didn't. Came from over here, I'm sure of it.
It was 500 feet away.
You heard the Joker. Stand down! Stand down! What are you doing? I need help!
Well, that's just great. Here I am on my deathbed, and you miserable fools can't even stop some idiot dressed up like a bat. I needed those guns. Now, how am I
That
going
map still acts like it's made out of cloth, not paper.
Meanwhile, Batman is still having a bit of a drug trip because now everything's tilted.
She needs saving.
Oh, I'm in control now.
Hello?
And I'm like,
Can you hear me?
is this that one movie with John Travolta as an alien?
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold tight.
No wait, everything isn't glowing blue.
There's no blue tint to everything.
Thank you.
What are you doing in Arkham City?
But now everybody's
I'm
got
in Arkham
friggin'
City.
dreads.
What the hell am I doing here? I was grabbed outside the hospital I intern at. They drugged me.
She said,
and I woke up in a building.
and meanwhile, she says that.
The person in charge here has been rounding.
Meanwhile, she says that the Hiroaka opening, that
like you
the
were
one
unlucky.
Hiroaka opening sucks, and I'm like, well, at least it has a different song. I'm like, Hunter x Hunter, same intro song, different animation for every single episode, from 1 till 164.
Oracle. It's me.
They just change which verse comes first every so often.
Strange is
I
giving.
mean, I can appreciate some consistency, but there is such a thing as being repetitive.
Why would he do that?
It's very repetitive.
Maybe he's trying to control who runs the streets.
Oh, so apparently there's a Discord set up for PS4.
Shouldn't you find Raish first?
I did not
I'm
know
doing
that.
that now.
She had to literally Google search that. And I don't think and Amanda, I don't think you would want to be.
Okay, you couldn't have just gone around and... Drake just jumped on the fucking foot.
They needed more actual music. That's what they needed. And I'm weirded out by, and part of me is somewhat weirded out by the fact that I had met the person who voice acts Gon in the dub before I even knew she voice acted Gon. Or rather, before I even knew she was gonna do Gon. It's Erica Mendez.
Does it at least sound good as...
Actually, she does a pretty good guy voice. It's just, you know.
That's kind of unusual these days. It's like that... Funimation isn't working with Saffron Henderson anymore, or because they stopped doing stuff. They stopped outsourcing to Canada. Funimation's not working with Stephanie Nadolny anymore because Christopher Seppet is a fucking asshole.
That he is.
Yeah.
And now I gotta get into Wonder City.
The city is.
The tracker's
doesn't
signal
look so
continues
wonderful.
beyond this door, but the door looks like it's been sealed for decades.
Or as Amanda says, Gon is a
The
bitch.
assassins must be
And I'm
using
like,
another
Once
way to
upon a
get through.
time...
and I'm
Once
like,
upon a time there
okay.
were...
famous mechanical guardians.
There were
of
some
Wonder
decent...
City. It looks like they're inner working.
decent voice actresses who could do
I'm detecting
male
a kind
voices,
of
but...
memory tape they used.
Mona
Nowadays,
Marshall
we've got,
was one of
Perhaps I
those.
can scan and analyze it.
And
You know,
it just sounds like a bunch of middle-aged women voicing men.
That's a sad truth, and Mendez isn't even middle-aged.
Stored in a shared memory pool.
Yeah.
Maybe I can retrieve the information from the other Guardians down
She was
here.
actually really nice to meet. It's like while she could do a lot of decent young male voices, I much prefer her doing like a tough female voice.
Yeah.
Like Ryuko from Kill la Kill.
Like Tara Strong can do a good, decent male voice, but I'd rather her not, you know, because a lot of times what women who voice male characters wind up doing is just fucking up their voices in the long run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Miley
Colleen Klinkenbeard.
and Miley Flanagan. For a while, I legitimately thought Naruto was voiced by a dude. That's kind of the messed up part of all that. Like, I think her voice got messed up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, her early Naruto voice was kind of Her recent Naruto voice has become slightly better, but it's been at the cost of a lot, I'd say.
Oh, seeing that, and even when Naruto is an adult, he's still voiced by a woman in both English and in Japanese.
That is just so stupid. Like, I'm against that as a concept. Like, specifically that no adult men and no adult male characters should be voiced by women.
And
I don't care what you're trying to do.
And the strange thing is, like, what was it? All right, so first time I ever got that done without taking too long.
She must have been using a secret entrance. I need to find it.
Funny enough, in this game, Talia al Ghul is voiced by Stana Katic.
I recognize that name. I don't know why, though.
From Castle.
Oh, that's why.
She's a comic nerd.
Like a sword fits here.
Protocol 10 will commence in 4 hours.
Gives me a link to CDawg VA and what I would need to do and what to expect as a voice actor. I'm like, well, it's a given.
Hang on. I recognize that name.
And now Bruce is about to see the light, and
it's not the sea train.
Oh, god dang it, Ben Affleck.
Okay, yeah.
Ketchum is voiced by Veronica Taylor in the English dub, in the 4Kids version, but in Pokemon on USA's dub, voiced by Sarah Natochenny. And is voiced by Rika Matsumoto in the Japanese version.
Veronica Taylor was pretty good. I'd have to say that I didn't like it as time went on. It really wasn't fit for purpose as the series progressed.
I definitely agree that her voice as Ash did not age all that well. Like, later on, like earlier on, it's fine, but later, no.
Yeah, and what I see that it's stuff like that where I feel like male voice actors playing
I'll make it
younger characters tends to age a lot better than voice actresses playing young male characters does, even though it doesn't really even though it might not necessarily fit 100%, it still usually winds up aging quite a bit better because there's less problems to notice. There's like less in the way of...
There are no friends to save you down here. Stop.
And now we get to meet Talia.
Less in the way of its... It doesn't sound so much like it's a...
Hello, Talia.
How did you
Amanda, when has Ash aged beyond 10?
It's just a matter of following.
That's a joke. He's been eternally 10 for like, what, 20 years?
And Orochimaru is like, I wish to know your jutsu.
You didn't need to get yourself arrested.
Have you seen the latest Pokemon anime?
Night we spent in
Ash has... Well, they moved on from that to Sword and Shield.
I'm not here for you.
Yeah,
and Ash has a Dragonite, a Gengar, and a Riolu on his team.
Which I call bullshit.
And the animation just looks so weird.
My father always intended us to be
like the fights look great, but
it sounds weird
else,
with a deep voice who is supposed to have not changed yet. That's why women do prepubescent boys. It's like, yeah, I get that, but it's not a practice that's going to particularly age all that well.
What happened?
And that's the problem. It never really does.
At your side.
You wish to
it starts out, maybe it
Why
sounds
should I trust
okay.
this change of heart?
You saw.
Then as time goes on, you
Does it
start
look like I have a
hearing
choice?
like little
Are you prepared
cracks
to
in
take
it.
the demon
Not
trial?
like literal cracks, but metaphorical cracks
You must
in
show
it.
you are
Unfortunately, who doesn't sound very good as a young boy, especially in the Hunter x Hunter cast, as is between... For me, it's between Erica Harlacher and Christina V. Great actresses, as I don't particularly like their boy voice. Hello, Talia's booty.
Yeah. Colleen Klinkenbeard is very much the same kind of thing going on for her.
Nothing can prepare
I
you for
like
what
her
comes
voice
next.
when she's doing female
Destiny will
characters.
decide.
But when
Yep.
she does Gohan
Frieza
and
Hawkeye
Luffy,
is one of those things.
Yeah.
I have heard
But when
these
she does
words
Gohan and
100
Luffy, it
times.
sounds awful.
Let us hope you are correct.
And
Especially considering Luffy's supposed to be a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah.
By the start of One Piece, and
Your
he's
journey
19
begins through this door.
in the current time skip arc.
Let's get started.
Are you sure, Bruce?
I'm like,
Only one
why
man
is
has
he
passed
voiced by a woman at this point in time? By
Why
any
was he
version?
ever voiced by a woman? Like,
Originally, Eric Vale was going to probably voice him in a test dub that Funimation did a while ago.
but why not just stick with that?
Because they ended up casting Eric Vale as Sanji. And Chris Sabat was apparently going to voice Helmeppo, whom ended up voiced by Troy Baker, then Mike McFarland.
Welcome, detective. I am the great Raish Al Ghul. Before you lies your first
then
demon trial. Simply drink from the chalice. It
and
is
then they
that
just
simple.
she says, I'm not saying they're all great, I'm just saying there's some that's good. Yeah, I did point that out. It's just like it's not it's still not just a decent practice. I mean, in the Haikyuu dub, apparently Bryson Baugus was still able to play a Hinata when he was 12, and then even when he was 15.
Touch anything along
And I'm
the
like,
way.
he has a decent pitched voice that could fit young men.
You know, one of the absolute best pieces of casting I've heard was the Japanese voice for Trunks, and I can't remember his name.
Takashi Kasao.
Yeah, and then didn't he go back and voice Kid Trunks later on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was perfect. Why not just do that all the time? It proves it's possible.
Someone at Kineticon argued that they should have recasted Laura Bailey for Greg Ayres.
For
Trunks?
What?
For Kid Trunks?
Oh, as in gotten Greg Ayres to play Kid Trunks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would have been interesting to see, and instead we get Alexis Tipton in Super, who sounds worse.
And wasn't she also in Kai?
No. Laura Bailey reprised Trunks and Kai.
Are you
Why
the one I
not
have
just
searched for,
stick with
detective?
her then?
The one
I don't know what Sabbath was smoking. I also don't know what they were smoking when they wrote, I don't trust dragons. That I don't trust dragons bit with Jiren or some of the weird or dubbing bits of the Tournament of Power.
The blood of the demon
which
has allowed me to
gives
live
me the
for
impression
600
they were
Imagine
hastily rushing through this. They're like, oh, let's just get this over with. This arc is just another tournament arc. Or let's just zip right through it.
Yeah, never mind the fact that it is literally the last arc of Dragon Ball Super for the
to be animated. Because there's,
like I said, for
I
the
can see your
foreseeable
body is
future.
becoming weaker. The small quantity that I have allowed you to drink will only keep you alive for a few more precious hours. It is time.
I think after I beat Raish, I'm just gonna, you know, call it a night, and we'll, and then. So the May 4th stream is probably gonna be delayed till 9:30 as well, because I got work or till 9, and then, and on that day. So yeah, let's just say work is gonna be kicking my ass.
I don't know what it is. The characters look less realistic than they did in the PS3 games.
You know, it seems like that trend ended up dying after the PS3 era.
Complete this final challenge, and the blood
like ultra super hyper realism.
Yeah, it's just weird because they've obviously attempted realism. It's just that they've failed.
You know,
you have done well, detective. Now, come and find me.
You know, the thing is like,
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. The wheels fell off before I hit the ground.
You know, the funny thing is like, people will probably use my opinion on the fact that Christina V doesn't really do a decent boy voice, is to basically say that, like it's a terrible choice, period. I'm like, but consider the fact that the Japanese version of Killua is literally almost the same.
Now I'm running out of time.
Your final challenge awaits
Because in both English and Japanese, they are both voiced by women.
You know, I'm not a big fan of making English dubs that are identical, practically, to the Japanese version. It seems like a wasted opportunity to me.
It kind of does in some retrospect, but if you're gonna at least add something interesting to the character that you can't get in the Japanese version, then that's fine. Like the fact that Justin Briner's Deku basically adds a little bit of Morty from Rick and Morty in it, and I'm like, oh, this is...
What? You lied
this
to me.
just adds quite a bit. Like, it actually makes it more awkward, especially when, like, the early bit hits the show.
Use my sword. Take it all.
No.
And that is your final answer.
Raish, you should know by now that Batman isn't gonna kill you.
Oh, one, I'm not gonna kill you.
So, one dub that I really, really like.
I don't need that much. I don't need all your blood. I just need that.
Alright.
Yeah, that's right.
We've discussed.
Hi, I just took down your buddy. Here, you want some too?
You know, yeah, the thing is, I've seen bits and pieces of Death Note when my little sister was watching it on Netflix, and I do have to say I do like Brian Drummond as Ryuk.
Yeah, Brian Drummond as Ryuk is awesome.
And
my favorite performance is Brad Swale as Life.
Honestly, that Kira laugh was way better, or by Swaley. Like, holy crap, that is scary.
Yeah. Mamoru Miyano is not a bad voice actor, but...
No, he's not.
But he's in like 100 shows every year, and he was in a whole bunch of shows right when Death Note was going on, and he sounds bored out of his fucking mind.
Jesus.
Even when he's supposed to be getting into it. It's like when Light's having his like little psycho moments, you know?
How many shows is Yuki Kaji cast in? And that's what I gotta wonder.
We are Legion.
No, you're not. You're Raish.
Well, better than being Rape Al Ghul, I guess.
Cannot beat
What?
I don't know.
You know, Talia did date rape Bruce.
Yeah, she's Rape Al Ghul.
Oh, and now we get phase 2 of the boss fight, where they're the actual,
of my Lazarus pit.
or what's supposed to be the actual part of the fight, and it turns into that one boss fight from Twilight Princess. The one where you're fighting against the giant dinosaur skeleton, and at the end of Arbiter's Grounds. Yeah, Star-Lord.
Yeah, there was one like that in Skyward Sword too.
Wasn't that the one where you fought against the Asura statue?
I think so, yeah.
That one was cool.
It's been like 10 years since I played that game.
It's been a long ass time since I played that as well, and my only recent exposure to Skyward Sword has been Emil's Let's Play of it. Oh, and now it's time to mash the counter button.
There's a lot of games that I need to go back and play that I haven't played in like a decade almost. The thing was that Skyward Sword was one of the games I got with my Wii. It's one of my favorite games on the Wii, so...
Some people hate
We are
it.
fated to rule this
I don't
earth, to wipe it
understand why,
clean of
because
the scum of
It's
humanity.
partially due to the motion controls and partially due to how the
My
story's
father
written.
is old. His time is over.
Honestly, the story is
Ours is
perfectly
just
fine.
his
It's one of the better Zelda stories.
Take his
And
blade.
Aaron
Kill
Hansen
him.
has a major hate
Accept your
boner for it in his Link to the
Accept
Past and
our
Ocarina of Time verse
You know I can't do
sequelitis,
that,
which is
Then,
probably one
beloved,
of his worst videos.
You will have to die.
Ego Raptor can go fuck himself.
He really can. Mosh pit!
Bullshit game. Bullshit game. Bullshit game. What, do I need to kill all
Our
of them?
numbers are too great.
Fine. Let me take cover. Let me take cover game.
Legion.
Let me take cover game.
Cannot defeat us.
Raish, you're giving me free flow focus, which ultimately screws you over.
Where did you two come from?
Great. You're not a freaking baller, make it top.
You.
Yeah, that's something in the night.
Yep, I'll probably be streaming that at some point. But the thing
PS4 version.
Yeah, I'd have to do that version because that's one of the only two versions I own, that and the version it's based off, the PSP version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do Rondo of Blood before I approach Symphony of the Night. Which, by the way, if you hear... by the way, Patrick Seitz' Dracula in Rondo of Blood is amazing. It's like, holy cow, this is pretty much... I feel like Grant McTavish must have gotten some inspiration from Seitz. It's just based on his Rondo of Blood performance. Which, by the way, if you're familiar with that mash the counter prompt on Galvin, it's the same in the Deathstroke boss fight in Origins.
Oh.
Even with the same recycled animation.
Listen to me, detective, and listen well.
So that's where Arrow got their whole boss fight
you will
from.
lead the League of Assassins, because if you do not join us,
second
I will
season,
kill
I think
the
it was.
only person you have ever loved.
Only person have you ever met at Selena and what's
Where
her
the hell did
reporter?
they get rocket launchers?
Have you not met Vicky Vale?
Yeah, Vicky Vale. I was gonna say her.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Or
Vicky something.
Or what's her face from the Dark Knight trilogy? Rachel Dawes.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Who was originally played by what's her face in Batman Begins?
Yes, he should have.
I actually didn't
Katie
notice
Holmes.
that was Katie Holmes. Yeah, I actually didn't notice that was two different people until somebody pointed it out to me.
I thought you loved me, Bruce.
They don't look all that
Talia,
similar. Just that
if I
thought
look,
that,
Yeah, there's not much of a notice.
Talia, you literally did me so you could just have a kid.
You're looking old, Rage. What's really going on here? I have used the Lazarus pit too many times. I need 600 years.
You know, they actually had a male voice Damien in the DC Animated Universe movies.
Oh, thank God.
Stuart Allen, who's actually probably my favorite voice for Damien, as he keeps on, as the character ages along with his voice.
Think about it. If your pit falls into the wrong hands, you'll be powerless to stop centuries of destruction. This is your chance for redemption, Raish. Call off your crusade, or I'll be back for you.
Yeah, like Raish is gonna do that. Come on.
Where the hell have you been? I thought
Oh, you know, just on a trip.
Sorry to disappoint you.
I even packed my bags and everything.
Hold on. Your suit's readings are back to normal. Are you cured? What's going on?
Raish and his forces are based underneath Arkham City, extracting some kind of naturally occurring chemical he's called Lazarus. He's been using it for centuries, slowly perfecting the process until he was even able to bring himself back from the dead.
Watch what? There's nobody coming after us.
He forced me to. Small doses appear to heal most ailments, but even the small amount I ingested had a few nasty side effects. Prolonged exposure has driven Raish over the edge.
So, do you think you're cured?
No, the effects are temporary. Raish tried to convince me to use his pit, but the risks are too great. When I'm done here, I'll need to investigate this Lazarus technology further. I told Raish to shut his pit down.
And you think he will?
Unlikely. Raish is addicted to the pit. I've given him one chance to break that addiction, or I'll be back to do it myself.
Alright, and that'll be it for tonight.